Hello, hello. Welcome to Palace Poker. We are live with cards. This is your host, Dude Maestro, as usual, on this Monday night 1-2 live stream. Special guest tonight, the esteemed Dell Hansen, two-time AP Sportscaster of the Year, four-time Texas Sportscaster of the Year. Welcome to the booth, Dell.
Thank you very much. I hope we can get it up and running. Now we get to see a little bit of everything, and there's obviously been some pretty good action in this thing since they started an hour and a half or so ago, but it looks like there's a lot of money moving around this table, so it should be fun.
Absolutely. Some stacks have already, they have been playing for a little while already, but we'll bring those stats back up, and we'll get you introduced to the table, and I'm sure we're going to have lots of fun stories and things to talk about through the night here. We still got plenty of time ahead of us. So I'm looking forward to fun one. It looks like we got it all in right off the bat here to look at.
I think there's been a couple of those, I would guess, from looking at the stacks earlier. We got like three guys who have more than doubled their buy-in. We were just playing the 1-2 game with a $300 buy-in, and we got one guy over $900. Zeal's over $900. One guy's like $870. So obviously there's been some rebuys. A term that I'm very familiar with. By the way,
a term you're familiar with.
Yeah,
I think we're all familiar.
Well,
with it.
I'm thrilled to be here tonight because I do like to come up to the Palace at least 2, 3, 4 times a month. Because I like to visit my money I used to have, and hopefully I run into some of the guys that I know have it now.
Well, we keep it warm for you. Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah, I started playing in 02, and I think I was like 5 years into playing before I realized that you can actually cash chips out.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
No, you typically a lot of players in the room they think if it's time to go, they have to just push them in the middle and they have to stay until they're all gone.
Had a guy just last week. He said exactly that. A guy pushed him all in with ace jack suited. He called with 8-5 offsuit, $78. He said, I got to go. And like me, I don't ever like to go with like $78. I'm either going to go broke or, and I swear to you, he hits the 8-5, wins that pot. And 30 minutes later, he cashed out for like $620.
I've seen it.
And I said, give me the 8-5. I'll take a shot.
I've absolutely seen it. Oh, they're typically, once you pass a certain age, those people, when they put the chips in the middle and say time to go, that means pocket aces.
Yeah, well, yeah. There is a little bit of that as well.
You do have to watch for that. So,
here everybody just got limping along. Your uncle's playing the hand that got me broke so many times, playing that small baby ace. Yeah. And Mitch is doing the same thing, but for $2 only, obviously. But I lost so much money when I first started playing poker with ace-7, ace-6. That ace, you see it first, almost always it's first card I pick up.
Offsuit weak aces cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. Because even when you hit the ace and somebody calls you, now where you go?
Yeah, you're no good whether you hit your bottom card or your top card.
Yeah. 2 pair minimum. And even then it's not always good.
And if it's not suited, you don't even have that to work for you.
No.
So, okay, get around the table here, and we got a few playable hands getting in the mix here. We'll get a feel for what the bet sizes are for this group as we get into it here. But raise to 25 from Chuck.
Yeah, with King 8 suited. Yeah.
Out of the hijack, I like it, and then flat call, the cutoff.
I'm thinking Ash has got to call. Obviously, I think he's been on a pretty good run. There he is. No, that's not. Is it? No. Wait a minute.
That's.
I want to see get around to Ash and see what he does.
Zeal. That was the name I was trying to think of. Okay. Yeah, he has queens. That explains that.
Well, and there's our big winner so far. I think at least he was a moment ago. I think he's still of it.
Nope, still is.
He made the right play with queens. You can't take queens against 5 or 6 guys. Another hard lesson I learned from the early days.
Yeah, I tried to explain that to someone once, just 3 ways. Because they'll do it like 4 or 5 ways or whatever, but just 3 ways. Think about it this way. You've got pocket queens.
Yeah.
You got 2 other people in the pot. How well do you like pocket queens against a PLO hand? Because that's what you're playing. You got 4 cards against you.
Exactly. Well, now, wait a minute. I got to think about it. I've never thought of it that way, but you're right. I mean,
if I told you you get queens and they get a PLO hand, how much you want to bet?
Well, and especially if you let him get there for like $25, that kind of smacks that one of them's got an ace or a king.
Typically,
not always, but another lesson that I learned is that you know, I like to slow play and trap a lot. I thought it was very cool. I thought it was very clever when I would see the pros do it. But obviously, I don't know how to do it. So I try to just take down the smaller pots and be done with it. Or smaller, I should say.
It's all timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all right. We are, according to our stat track here, hand 12. I think they've actually played a lot more hands than that, I believe. I think that's just where we reset everything. But we did get updated chip stacks, so all that stuff should be accurate. And in between hands, I will bring that up on screen for us.
Well, there's Mitch with a $23 call with a queen 5.
Defending the big blind.
And
some people will defend just about anything there.
Pops it, yep.
The kid continues on the button there for $40. Repping the strong hands, which he's going to be able to continue doing if he can pull the trigger.
Oop. That jack helps.
Yeah, kid really should actually barrel again here, even as, I mean, if he's going to barrel the flop, there's no reason for him to check the turn
well,
here.
Plus he made it $25. Who says he doesn't have the ace sitting over there is what I'm thinking. He check it? Oh, he checked. Really?
Did.
Wow.
And this is the problem. Now he gets there with
Not
the 10.
now, it's not.
but it is. By checking behind.
No, of course.
Any good hand there is facing 2 flush draws. So any good ace wants to bet. So if you don't hit your hand on the river, you have no way to represent a strong ace.
Nothing
because
to
a strong
represent.
ace never checks that turn, facing 2 potential flush draws coming in.
That's where I've been.
So
that's where I've been drawing drive.
Then your bluff never works,
yeah.
right?
Open-ended straights have not been hitting forever for me. And what are we doing? As they always say, the old Hollywood move. There are 3 clubs on the board, but I think we'd have heard from that earlier, don't you think?
But why did Mitch leading out on this river is very surprising.
Bro, what are you doing, bro? Come on. I was going to say he's got to have the 10 he does that.
I'm just going to go on record as saying absolutely no one played that hand well.
I'm trying to. Well, he got a check on the turn, so he's probably thinking, rightfully so. His queen was good at that point.
But if it's good, why lead out?
The 4-card run on the river, really? Yeah. What's he repping now?
If you think the queen's good there, you're better off check calling a bluff then.
Yeah.
Than betting and only getting called by things that beat you anyway.
Well, that's the other thing. I've been trying to deal with that a little bit as well. Is that Mike Sexton used to say it all the time, and I really do it. And sometimes I could have maybe gotten some more money in it, but if you're making a bet on the river where you can only be called by somebody who's got you beat, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because if the guy does decide to bluff you back, now and assuming you don't have a real powerful hand, now what do you do?
It's one of the biggest differences between 1-2 and some higher stakes is purpose of the bet.
Yeah. But I'm sure I've had some guys roll their eyes at me when I just turn over my cards at the end. I said, because I really don't have a strong enough hand to handle a raise if you come back at me. And really, and sometimes I was wrong, obviously, but I'm saying there's not a hand that you can call me with that doesn't beat me. You follow me in my great convoluted thinking here? Yeah. So I just turn it over, and if I'm good, I'm good. If not, move on.
And that's the way to do it. Yeah, there's a place for everything. There's betting when you can get called by worse. There's betting when you can fold out better. And the rest in between.
Cards. Yeah.
All right, we've got Uncle with the gut shot there. Mitch, middle pair to draw. Gutter also.
Yeah.
Ash not with much other than backdoor flush possibilities, and Matt with really nothing at all. So Mitch is going to bet that second pair.
Yeah, the best part is if Mitch does hit 2 pair. He laid down the Jack Queen. He wasn't going to chase the gut shot, but
yeah, gut shot with 2 overs, I kind of like. But
I think I would have called that. Well, in fact, what am I saying? I know I would have called it, but at least for one, wasn't that big a bet.
The lead out from the small blind 4 ways though usually does indicate a made hand of some sort. Yeah, the ace-4 did pick up equity on the turn there with the diamond, even though it's a paired board.
Oh, and there it is. Thank you very much.
Whose fault was that?
Well, had the queen jack stayed in, that would have been super interesting.
Oh, then it could have gotten really good. Yeah. Because another thing I've tried to learn over the years, another Mike section line, which has cost me a fortune. 2 10s on the board, that means nobody has one. I'm like, yeah, let me show you, Mike. Many times they do. Yeah.
Diamonds.
No, of course.
Got the call with the 8. It's a bit of an ambitious call, don't you think, though, with a queen and diamonds and 2 10s on the board? Kind of an ambitious call.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely read the final flush card as a good bluff card.
Yeah.
But you got to also think,
You're basically
what else was calling you the first 2 streets? It's either the 10, where you're already beat, or the flush draw.
It is a good card to bluff on, but you're also basically just catching a bluff.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only 2 things that were calling you on the flop and turn to
Would have
begin
been
with.
interesting to see if they stayed in with the queen jack. Now you got top pair.
Oh, I keep forgetting to bring up the stats while
Oh,
we got
see
the
where
chance
we're at
here.
with the stacks. Yeah.
Yeah, because Matt's getting these cards out quick, so this will come down as soon as the hands read. But
Zeal and Ash have both been up there for quite a while, over $900 on a $300 buy-in.
yeah, I'll bring up some cumulative winnings because they could be in for more as well. So we'll get that info in a moment.
Ace-5 I like for a lot of reasons.
Oh, yeah, fun hand. It does get some people in trouble. It has gotten very popular in the solver era.
I like it better than Ace-6.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I usually like a 5-3 only because if it does flop, you're in great shape, but not in this hand.
Yeah, there's a lot of
now,
fives and
now
threes
you're in
already
trouble if
spoken
it
for.
flops.
So there's not much of a board for anyone,
Yeah,
really.
missed everybody. Yeah. I'll probably get a chance to tell this story for the umpteenth time, but 5 deuce is my favorite hand to play, and I play it every time because I've won enough money with it. I played it one time.
This is a fun card here for Vince, but no one else, so he's not going to get paid.
Yeah, Vince likes it. I played the 5 deuce one time, and I beat him with it. And the guy said, "If you keep playing that, I'm going to get all your money." And I looked right at him as arrogant as I could be. I said, "Kid, you're not going to live long enough to get all my money, so it doesn't really matter." But the 5 deuce has been very kind to me over the years.
Everyone's got that magic hand.
I see the guy that plays that dirty diaper, the deuce 3, won a tournament again the other day with that hand. That one I haven't quite figured out. But
So let's see if I can pull this up real quick. We don't get a lot of time. Matt's good with getting these cards out, but it looks like Ash is actually leading the way in profitability. Kid, cumulative will be. Oh, Eric is telling us cumulative will be a little bit wrong from the restart. So this might be from the restart point where we're seeing this, but well, we can see who's lost in the last few hands anyway.
who was the last one down 590? I was watching. I didn't see that. Who's
that was Matt in seat 1. So there with the Miami Marlins hat on there. But we don't know how accurate that was, so no one hold him to that. Well, speaking of 5 deuce.
You got to play it, Chuck. Got to play it. Preferably suited, but unfortunately, I have gotten away from 5 deuce suited to playing 5 deuce, which is probably a really
Well,
big
here you go.
mistake,
I think he's going to straddle defend with it.
Got to defend.
There
it.
we go.
Got to. All right, come on. This is my guy here. Of course, the unfortunate thing, he's got a 5. Mitch has got a 5 over there, so it kind of makes it a little bit harder.
So my normal commentary partner, his favorite hand is 5-3.
5-3, yeah, probably.
So I'm used to 5 something being a favorite hand. In
I
here.
won. I'll tell this story very quickly. I won a $25,000 pot in a home game that was an out-of-control home game.
Yes.
But get this, and we had a professional player was our dealer, a great guy, Scott. And when all was said and done, I win this $25,000 pot. I had 5 deuce suited. the guy to my left had 4 deuce suited, which made him a boat. And the other guy had 3-6 suited, which he made the straight on the turn. Now, I remember to this day, the flop came Jack 5-4, bet, right? Deuce came on the turn, bet, raise, call. Deuce comes on the river. So I make this big, the guy leads out, that had the nut straight on the turn. He leads out. I make a big raise. The guy calls. The other guy calls. I said, I got a full house. Kevin's his name. Kevin said, which one? I went, oh, I'm dead. So I got deuces over 5s. He goes, oh, I got deuces over 4s.
Well, it's like, yeah, that was that's the worst one, so it didn't matter which one you had,
Well,
really.
Yeah, no, right, at that point. Yeah, but as soon as I said full house, I mean, right.
Yeah,
But I think he was just shocked to find out I had a full house. And as I'm scooping in this humongous pot, far and away bigger than anything I've ever done in any fashion in poker, and I'll never get the line. Scott looks at the table and goes, I don't know what impresses me more. I just dealt a $25,000 pot, or the best hand pre-flop was 3-6 suited.
I was going to say, 3 players in there, and the highest card was a 6.
It was a 6,
Poker.
but it was suited.
Poker's alive.
It was suited. You had to understand the game. It was a bit of a wild, fun game.
I've been in some of those games. I get it.
And that's why I say, so I play it every time, and every time I win with it, people usually will just complain like hell that I was even in the hand. And then a guy will always eventually say, well, I'll just bust you. I'll get all your money. But no, I doubt very seriously that you will.
Not gonna happen. Okay, we got an all in here from Mitch with the top pair. Not much of a kind of medium kicker. It's not going to be a problem here.
I don't
Matt's showboating, acting like he actually had something to work with when he had 3 deuce.
He realizes we're up and running now, so he wanted to get a little airtime out of that.
Yeah. Sometimes players will play a few extra hands on stream. They like to show that they can do it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite hand?
Mine has actually changed a little bit over time, so I don't have one that's hard and fast.
Really?
However, it's almost always had a 9 in it. And pocket 9s were originally, and then I kind of moved to 9-8. And then I've won some very interesting pots with Jack 9 suited.
Yeah, I heard you talking earlier about Jack 9. I figured there had to be some stories to that one.
Yeah, that was a fun one on a live stream.
Well,
there was a story for that one. Let me
go ahead.
So
Yeah.
I drove out to a room that was 2 hours away from me.
All right.
And I was literally only going to play 1-2. I was just checked out the room, supporting some people. It's like, hey, yeah, I'm going to come out there and play. I've got a couple of tables running. Awesome. I got out there.
Oh, hey, she's got the 5 deuce suited.
Yep.
All right.
And the 1-2 game was not running. But they had a 1-3, 1K buy-in live stream going, and there was a seat available. I'm like, well, I've already driven out here. Sure, I'll sit down. I sit down in there. And the night goes long, and, Mac, who's in this game right here on this table, was in that game as well, and a couple other notables. But getting there was a hand where we had it quadruple straddled. So this was like
and what was
this was like a 1-3,
what
10, 20, 40,
yeah. Okay.
80. There was way too much money in there already. It gets to me in the
folded,
cutoff.
He folded the 5 deuce suited. I mean, big mistake.
No,
big mistake.
Gets to me in the cutoff, and I just flat the straddle with Jack 9 suited. Thinking, because the final straddle actually was back, and I was thinking, okay, he's not bumping this up without a real hand, and I can get away in that scenario. Otherwise, I don't mind seeing a flop here in the cutoff with Jack 9 suited. Pretty nice hand. I get raised by the button immediately. And it folds around. There's a caller in the blinds, or one of the early straddles. I forget which one it was. And then I call because I'm closing the action at this point. So it's really only a 2-bet pot, but the pot is a lot larger than it should be for the game. And flop comes out, King, Queen, 10. So I flop the second nut straight.
Yeah, but still comfortable.
Without telling you the rest of it, or getting into all the nitty-gritty details, let me just tell you the other 2 hands. Pocket kings and pocket 10s. So it was straight over set.
Wow.
On the flop.
Did it stand up?
And it held up.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
And then I turned to beet red as I was raking in the pot. I kept it cool while the decisions were being made, but once it was all said and done, I just like, wow, what happened?
That's the other hard lesson that I have to deal with in poker is that, A, you got to have a good hand, got to have a big hand, but every bit as important is you need somebody to have that second best hand. You know, I've picked up pocket aces, spiked the ace, I've got top set. I lead out for a relatively small bet. Everybody folds. You know, you hit a hand, you don't have anything. Here's your nines.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the way.
Chuck,
you did notice on that 5 deuce, it was a heart draw. It was a flush draw on the flop. Probably would have ended up costing him more money, unfortunately, if he'd been in. But I wish I could have seen the next 2 cards there.
So we got to raise a
Oh,
caller.
this is good. Wow. 8-7 suited, Jack 8 suited, Ace 10, pocket nines.
Yeah, the pocket nines did a 3-bet squeeze here.
Yeah. The Ace King gave up.
The
The ace-
9 sizing was actually
70?
not that large.
Wow.
Yeah, why is Ace King out of here?
Ace King's almost automatic in every game I see, isn't it?
It should be automatic here. The sizing was not egregious. It was a $20 open, and a squeeze to 75 is not huge. And wow.
It changes it a little bit. Queen.
I don't
wow,
think I don't know that I could get away either though.
Yeah. I wouldn't be crazy about it, but I think you got to call with the nines here, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. You're going to see the same move play out with under pairs. I've definitely seen people do this with like fives, where they're betting on the fact that you didn't connect to the flop.
To me, it's a queen or nothing. It's a queen or nothing.
Typically, an 8 would get a little trappier here and let you put in a bet first. I do think he's going to call, though.
Yeah. And have a very small chance of catching up. He does have the backdoor diamonds.
And could always still hit a 9.
I always hit a 9. And the ace king is thinking they were a genius for folding pre-flop. I don't see many guys folding an ace king unless it's just a ridiculous
No,
bet
actually, and with these
a
stack
caller or
sizes
two
here,
in
I'm
front,
surprised
you
they
know?
didn't just go ahead and 4-bet jam it.
Yeah.
With the other stack sizes in play, on this hand in particular.
This is the other thing I don't like about live poker. I realize it's a pretty hard decision to make here, but nothing's going to change. I've never understood why it takes so long sometimes for a lot of players. Are you a slow player?
Sometimes.
Are you really?
Nothing
Nothing
all the time.
changes. I mean, nothing's going to change. You know.
Usually I already have an idea what I'm going to do
Yeah,
facing a certain
yeah.
action. But if a player throws me off and he's a player that I know is capable of finding some creative
Yeah,
plays,
but-
then I've got to take a little time to run through it. Especially now, this was a flop decision. Flop decision typically not going to take too long, facing a jam or whatever. But when you get a river decision that doesn't quite fit what you saw on the flop and the turn, that's when I'll really dive into it and stop and think for a while because.
Well, I tell you, don't you kind of think though, as the table's coming around to you, aren't you?
Yes,
Don't you think?
I
Well,
do.
if that guy raises, okay, I'm out. If this guy calls, then I'm definitely in. I mean, at least in my mind, I'm running through a lot of that as the other people are making their plays.
I'm running through a lot of it, but then
And
a
then
lot
by
of
the
times.
time it gets to me, I don't need that much more time.
But sometimes you've already got it to where it's like, yeah, I've already discounted this person because of prior actions, and then all of a sudden they make a super aggressive move, and you're like, well, what the heck is that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And now you got to replay the whole hand in your head.
I guess I can see why you call my raise with that 40%.
I think that's like the second or third time Ash has been in there with that baby ace. Yeah, there's Vince's hand. That's another hand I really like, that 10-9 suited. Daniel Negreanu will tell you Zeal's hand never loses. I've played it about 4 or 5 times in the last couple of weeks because I saw Daniel Negreanu said it never loses. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It loses a lot. It loses a lot. It loses a lot.
He does like the 10-7, but
Yeah. He said it on the Tri-Town, what do they call it, Triton poker tournament. which I really enjoy watching that. And
Yeah, those are high
and
stakes.
the guy had a 10-7 and made a really loose call, and he said, "Well, it never loses." Then it did win. I thought, okay, maybe he's got. I played it like 3 or 4 times here at the Palace. It's never won.
Well, no one with the dirty diaper here, or they'd have a full diaper by now.
Yeah, but Mitch likes it.
Mitch just hitting trips all over the place.
Easy game.
I wish I could hit trips every hand I played.
I'd take my chances with it. I would take my chances.
It is a
with
little trickier to get paid because it's kind of obvious.
Well,
But
he's got actually got a gut shot. Ooh, close. 35? No, you can't. I don't think so.
Where's the 7? All right, dude, just keeping you, bro. How much did you bribe him? How much did you bribe him?
See, the other thing I do like is like Ash is called on the flop. Chances are you're not going to hit it, but if you do, again, easier as every announcer will say, knowing what the hole cards are.
Mm-hmm.
But if that 4 pops right there, he's going to get paid. I think he's going to get paid.
yeah, there is a little risk in that particular scenario with it being an already paired board, and
Yeah, there's a
you
bit
got
of a
to always
risk
think
at
it's
it,
like
but
I could be literally drawing to an already dead hand.
yeah, those are the ones I hate. Which
It's like if you're already against a boat,
exactly. Yeah, but deuce 3, not likely.
unless you have
Really?
pocket threes, right?
Again, though,
This
you
guy-
can have a lot of hands.
We've seen this guy's hands. He
Yeah.
could definitely have pocket threes.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of I really do believe this, and I see if you agree with me on this, that one of the mistakes that I certainly make, and one of the mistakes that I think a lot of players in small games make, is they anticipate that the guy does have all the big hands that are possible.
Oh, there are some definitely fear-driven, yes.
If there's like 3 clubs on the board, well, we all know the guy's got a flush. No, they don't. No, they really don't. Now, you have to figure out how much are you willing to bet, whatever. But if I'd have hit my 4 with a deuce 3 board, I would have never blinked. And if he's got the full house, congratulations. But very unlikely, I would say.
Yeah, I would pay attention to any other warning signs.
How about
there.
this flop? The old, ever-popular open-ended straight, which I haven't hit in like 3 months.
Zeal has the what they
Got
call the
seal
donkey
at the
end
bottom,
of the
yeah,
straight.
the bottom end, yeah.
But in this case, the donkey end is the good end right now, unless a queen hits.
Nobody's got a heart draw other than back door.
Well, just needs to dodge the queen, bringing in a couple of kings here.
The queen would shrink that up pretty fast. Nine, 10, Jack, Queen. If that queen hits, you're not paying too much money for that, are you?
Well, Ash gets out of there with his second pair and open ender. Bottom pair and gut shot.
Chuck's kind of found himself in just a couple of hands in the short time we've been here to have some decisions.
Yeah, I think he gets away from this one, though.
$48 to hit the gut shot.
Does that scare you? I only go, does that scare you?
Does that scare you? No, it does not scare him.
Not much, no.
The way you said it scares me.
No, but I do. I've been trying to figure that out for a long time. But I think especially in the smaller games that I've played, everybody is afraid of every possibility.
There are.
And I think you fold way too much.
I don't think it's everyone, but yeah, there's a lot of
Oh
monsters.
no,
under
no,
the
not
bed.
everyone,
Yeah.
but you watch the bigger games, the higher stakes games. And I'm watching guys, especially at the professional level, and there's more to it for those guys, obviously. But I've seen guys that are, they're raising into flushes on the board, they're raising into a paired board. I'm like, what is it they know that I can't ever figure out?
Yeah, he probably already has it done, so I don't.
You're scared of hearts.
He was hoping I would get a queen, so I would call her.
I'm looking in the chat here, and we got Slick Rick from the Lodge saying Dell is a legend. Slick Rick, I agree.
You're very, Rick, this is the answer to that old question of what happens to old, washed-up sportscasters after 41 years on TV. They do poker from the palace commentary. This is where my life comes full circle.
Well, better has been than it never was.
Yeah, well, there is.
I'm the never was here.
No,
I'm not a legend in the sportscasting industry.
I think you might get a chuckle out of this. I was sitting there because a lot of people said to me, "What the heck do you know about poker?" I said, "Almost nothing." And I said, "But I do know a little bit about talking." But even the lovely Mrs. Hansen was saying to me today, she goes, "You seem almost more concerned about how you're going to do on this event than anything you've ever done." I said, "Well, I thought of this last night lying in bed. I really did. I did a Newton Cardinals relay track meet. I was like 25 years old. I've been in radio for like a year. And I was actually doing the broadcast of a track meet, which had like 20 schools.
Right.
And I'll never forget, they had the 100-yard dash. And I basically said, there's 10 kids in the blocks. There they go. We'll be back with the results right after this.
That was it.
And I did about 4 hours in an afternoon with just, they're running a mile race. I can't tell who those kids are. They're all bunched up.
I have no idea.
I don't have spotters, a small radio station in Newton, Iowa, KCOB Newton. And I said, I somehow survived broadcasting a high school track meet. I think I can survive telling stories from the Palace on their poker feed.
Absolutely. Well, why we got Slick Rick in the chat here, I'm just going to do a little shout out there. I was actually just got back from Austin, and I saw Slick Rick walk by, and I was going to grab him. I didn't get a chance. I missed him. But I'm going to reach out to you. I want to set up a high stakes Austin versus Dallas live stream.
Guys,
where we have 4-on-4.
Yeah.
We have one up here at Palace, and then we have another one down in Austin. Home and home, right? A home and home. You're used to that in other sports, right? I'm thinking a home and home, high stakes Austin versus Dallas. What do you think?
Oh, wow. Look at this handle. Look at this hand. Here's Chuck with his trip 10s. Open-ended straight for Vince. Wow.
Well, Mitch has a jack as well.
We got two. Yeah, Mitch has got an open-ended straight. Ooh, Chuck's not raising. Let's see how this plays out.
Every time I look down, Matt has 4 or 3 high, so I'm guessing there's no cap to his range.
He's played a lot of hands. Oh, there you go. Thank you very much. Not necessarily the best card for 3-10s, but there obviously could have been worse cards.
You're only getting raised by a queen, you think.
Yeah.
You think.
And here comes Mitch firing. Now, what do you do here? I mean, it's a queen or nothing, isn't it?
Sometimes you'll see it done.
He would make this play with king jack or 8-jack, wouldn't he?
Typically, no. You'll see it done sometimes with an ace high, trying to push off a chop.
Queens and 10s with ace highs, not the worst.
An under pair that has shown prior aggression, but we're not really getting that here. Yeah. This was checked through on the flop, and it was less than half pot on the turn that got called. So it's not like there's been a ton of aggression to rep a whole lot of big hands. I think you've got to call with the 10.
He made the call
in that scenario, but you're never raising.
No, you can't raise it. No. Because there again, back to the story I said earlier about Mike.
You're only getting called by better.
The only way you get called if you raise is that they've got the queen, and you just give away the rest of your money. But that's the only thing. I'm really bad at the betting part of the game. I think it's far and away the weakest link I have.
Oh.
But betting at the $75 at the end, what's he representing when he checked everything else?
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's purely a bluff. Thinking no one else is on the queen 10, you can fold it out. Yeah. So.
What were you laughing at? Somebody else?
Yeah, Slick Rick says, "Let's do it." Cattle drive on 35.
Yeah. The lodge.
I will make it happen.
Yeah, the lodge has got some serious poker games going on down there, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, obviously, but that's Doug Polk's place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the other thing that's funny about this. You had a guy earlier asking, what do I know about poker? Here's the embarrassing thing. I'll tell you what I know about poker. From about 2010, for the next 11 years in my broadcast TV career, I could name more poker professionals than I could name who played in the NBA. By far. By far. But I was able to bluff my way through it a little bit. I would sit around and talk sports with a lot of my buddies. I'm like, I'm sorry, who is he? Oh, he's like the leading scorer for Philadelphia. I said, I never heard of him. Have you guys seen Negreanu play poker? Have you seen Phil Hammond? Have you seen Barry Greenstein, Ace on the River? I did an interview with Doyle Brunson one time.
Yes.
And it was it was incredible. He was promoting the High Stakes Poker series, and I was on ESPN at that time, local ESPN radio. And I interviewed Doyle Brunson, and it was about as big a thrill as I've had interviewing anybody. And I've interviewed a few people in my life.
You have.
And that was pretty incredible.
Okay, we have a four ways to the flop here, and second pair is the best anyone got out of this.
Oh, and look at this though.
Some clubs could have been fun, but
Yeah,
there's not a single one on the board.
That king's looking good. But the 5, the other 10 folded. Okay, not a bad fold, I guess. Ash is hanging around with 5s. And gets rewarded.
He's doing a good job of not looking very interested
Yeah.
until he puts $80 out there. And now he looks interested.
Oh, Mitch is not a believer. Well, if you didn't think he had an ace, you sure as heck wouldn't be scared by the 5.
No, but you don't see ace-high boards bluffed a lot.
No. 50. Oh, all in. Oh, wow. Wow.
This is just an underbluffed spot here.
Yeah.
There's 4 to a straight. It's an ace-high board to begin with.
Can't call that. I mean, that's.
We're at this point, we're not talking about seeing monsters. We're just, it's just the way it's played. It's a very rarely bluffed spot.
I don't really put him on a deuce, obviously, but yeah. And again, I think at this level is part of it. The games that I've been playing up here.
Oh, he calls.
He did call, seriously.
Yeah, that's usually something
Wow.
ace or better.
Wow. Gee, I hope I can get him in my game later tonight.
Well, plenty of 1-2 action here at Palace Poker.
If he's calling that board with 10s, I want him in my game because there's a better chance I'm going to have the deuce.
Better chance. You got 5 deuce. You were already there.
I was there. I made the hand on the deal, but wow, no, that's a little bit of a what is the term they use? A bit of a
punt. It's a punt.
Wow. All in for that.
So these stats are going to be from the restart, but they're still going to give us a little bit of an idea. You can see who's been active here. Mitch, and we said Matt's had a lot of hands up there as well. Ash playing plenty of hands. We've got 4 people over 50% here.
I saw an interesting story the other day, and I didn't understand it well enough, but it said, and I don't know if they were talking about all players or and again, which I think might be a little bit more appropriate. It said 80% of poker players lose money.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher than that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And the other 20% are, they're raking it in. But 80, and I thought about it. I thought, is that? Yeah. And I think the entertainment value of the game has led to guys like me, quite frankly. I love to play. And if I don't lose too big, then I'm fine with that. It's my pure entertainment value.
There is a large contingent that does just look at it as cost of entertainment. Yeah. There is. And there's something to be said for that. You can.
Here's my hand again, but he folded it.
Yeah, another 5 deuce.
Oh, Vince. But he wins it with a 7 deuce.
Do they have 7 deuce?
They
play? Looks
they
like
are.
They do. Yeah.
All right, greatest story of all time. Absolutely true story, I promise you. We're playing a 7 deuce game in one of our home games. Mm-hmm. It was at a golf course, but it was still a home game. Kid Craddock, did you know him at all?
Yeah,
the famous radio guy.
Absolutely.
We're playing a 7 deuce, $100 a man if you win with 7 deuce. After the river, Kid Craddock leads out for $1,600. A friend of mine raises it to $1,800, and Kid Craddock called. And my buddy goes, I was bluffing with my 7 deuce, and Kid Craddock says, I knew you were. I've got 7 deuce. He called a 12. I swear on my sainted mother's grave, this is a true story. Kid Craddock, I said, I'll give you the $600 original bluff. I'm really impressed by the $1,800 bluff, but the call makes no sense. and then my best part of it, the guy who made the $1,800 bluff, he said, well, you owe us both $100. I said, no. You have to win with 7 deuce.
Yes,
you
you do.
chopped. We're not paying. And the whole table jumped in with me. But Kid Craddock called a $1,200 raise saying that he knew the other guy was bluffing. But how do you know he's bluffing with 7 deuce? He could have been bluffing with a pair of deuces or a pair of threes. Yeah. One of the all-time great stories, I think.
I have seen some
And I promise you it's true.
crazy plays made in the name of avoiding paying a few bucks penalty.
And I think he tried to sell it later that he was hanging on. He wanted to protect his $600. I said, well, if you want to protect your $600, you got to go all in over the top of the $1,800 raise. And it's basically, well, I don't want to protect it that much, you know. Oh, this is good. This is good. Playing the 7 deuce game, but it's suited for Uncle. Zeal's up there with 10s. Max down there with the ace king. And my buddy Ed, who plays Jack 8 every single time, prefers it to be suited. Ed, this one's for you. Matt called it $45 with Jack 8 offsuit in this case. This is interesting. I love this.
The 3
nonsense.
bet with 7 deuce, though, really only works when you got people who fold to the 3 bet.
Look at it now. Look at
That's
it
a
now.
great flop for him.
Wow. It's a huge flop for 7 deuce. Now you got to keep firing big, don't you?
Yeah, he's in it for the long haul now.
Yeah.
And he is technically still behind. So
Wow. Oh, now this is
see what
really
happens.
interesting.
There we go.
Yeah.
Uncle
I
with
think
the
Zeal.
jam.
I think Zeal played it right though. You got.
Zeal's not going anywhere, especially with a club in
With
his
that
hand.
board, you got. I mean, you got to protect your hand as best you can, anyway.
No.
But look at this. Wow. Oh, that doesn't really change.
Set of
anything.
10s, it changes a little bit.
Not still the flush is good. Nope.
Jack, don't win or miss. Anything?
Oh, I had a pair in the flush draw.
Yeah. Pair of flush draw is not a bad hand. At least it's not a bad hand in my opinion, and I've lost a fortune with it.
He just showed it. So,
Yeah.
They all see what they dodged.
And the 7 deuce, which is going to get him another $800.
No, I mean,
Or what do they pay? A quarter?
He didn't
How
win
much
it.
were they paying on that?
It was
do you
only
know?
$5.
Oh, $5 on that. Okay.
300 cap game.
Yeah.
We had one run on here one time where they did a larger penalty, and it was insane. It's like it's a 300 cap game. You don't need to be collecting $200 every time you win with 7
Yeah,
deuce.
yeah.
You know,
No,
25 from each player. That was swinging
That-
the pendulum a bit
right.
too much.
That game that we were playing was a $1,000 buy-in for the $100 a man, and it was back in the days when Channel 8 was stupid enough to pay me way too much money. So it wasn't that bad of a beating that I took.
Well, you have a fan in the chat. You have a
That's
fan
good.
in the chat
I
says,
take it. Who's that?
saying that, Eric, you need to find a way to hire Dell as a regular commentator. Saying this has been by far the best commentary for a stream yet.
Oh my gosh! Stop it! Yeah.
Are you flattery operated?
Yes, I still enjoy it. It is one of the things I love. Every time I come up here, Chris, every single time, I've been retired 4.5 years, and people will recognize me when I sit down at the table. They almost never say anything. In fact, this just happened last Wednesday. And then I finally asked the dealer something like, "I'm sorry, how much was he bet there?" Or what, you know? And the guy goes, "Oh my gosh, I recognize that voice. I recognize that voice." And I swear to you, I don't get that. And I say to this every time when they do it, and they do it almost every time. You don't recognize this fat face sitting at the table for 30, 45 minutes. Been
you
on
open
TV,
your mouth.
TV in Dallas for 41 years. But as soon as I start asking a question or starting to tell a story to the guy next to me or whatever, oh, I recognize that voice. And that, quite honestly, is very flattering. Now, that's how you play the baby deuce.
I think in this room, we've played together in other rooms, but
Yeah.
I think in this room, there was only one time that I remember I was in a game, I was deep in a hand, and I heard you, and you were table like diagonal from me. And I'm like,
I hope I wasn't on the other side of the room, but I might have been.
I was like, no, you're right there, just diagonal. And I was like, oh, Dale's here somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Turned and saw you, and I didn't get a chance to say hi that day. I don't remember why, but
Well,
it's come
you know,
by, but good to have you in the booth now.
It's as fun as I was hoping it would be, but the thing that's ridiculous about it, for me, is that my hearing is not all that good, and I think, quite honestly, I've tended to just speak louder as the years go by. And I've had the occasional person say, you know, I don't understand. You know, you talk a lot and your voice is very loud. And I said, and that's why I live in a big house in the country.
That's right.
You know, I mean, that's,
And that's why I can turn up the volume in your headphones and down the mic.
yeah, exactly.
We have the power and the technology.
Yeah, but I swear to you, I'm intrigued by that.
Kid on a stone cold bluff here. 4 to a flush.
It works. 4 to a
Straights
flush.
on the board as well.
yeah.
And he folds out 2 pair.
You're not calling that, are you? What was it, a $60 bet or something on the end?
Oh.
Yeah, the fourth card gives him the perfect out, unless of course the guy's sitting on a big diamond, but he's not. But it's a good bet. It's a good bet and a good bluff, which is the kind of thing that I see in my game a lot. I would have been the guy with the ace deuce there, quite honestly.
So we got an empty seat in seat 2 currently. I do know there was quite a waiting list for tonight, so hopefully that gets filled in.
Now they do this every Monday night.
We try to do the rec stakes every Monday.
So how do people get in the game?
So this is just a waiting list game, I believe.
Really? Yeah.
I believe be in the room and just hop on the list. It shows up on Poker Atlas app. So you can pull up Poker Atlas, go to Palace Poker, find the live stream game, and just add yourself to the waiting list. I think they do prefer you're in the room. It's no fun to try to start a live stream and find out that no one's actually here.
Yeah, I would think so.
We'd like to know that you are actually in the room and willing to play the live stream. Poker players can be a little flaky sometimes. They'll hop on the list and
sometimes
turn them down and change their minds.
I played in a charity game that was streamed at another room a year or so ago, and your counterpart walks out after the game and he said it was fantastic having you in the game because you talk so damn much we didn't get a chance to say anything at all.
That's right.
And I thought, well, I honestly didn't realize they were streaming it with commentary.
Yeah.
I really didn't. But I do tend to, especially at a poker table, which I said earlier, and you talk about you playing online. I've never played online because one, I'm pretty sure that if I did, I'd get hooked on it. I'd never get off. I'd lose way too much. But I really enjoy, which I have from day one, is just meeting people from all walks of life. I used to play in the underground game before they started bringing poker into Texas, and I would be at a table till 5 in the morning with a lawyer, with a dentist, with a chef, with a landscaper, with a cab driver. And it was just the greatest times of my life that I'm just talking and having fun and telling stories, and they're telling their stories. I think the camaraderie of, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, of poker is another thing that I think has driven its popularity.
I am a big believer in the social aspect of the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players who are, button it up. It's the hoodie, it's the headphones, it's the sunglasses. Don't give out an ounce of information, and that's just dreary. I think it's possible to play just as technically sound poker and still come across as pretty enjoyable to have at the table. Yeah. And there's players that specialize in that. I know you've mentioned them a couple times. I know you're a big fan of Dean Eggs. And
Yep.
That's very intentional for him.
My wife tried to set up for me to meet him for a birthday gift, and that's still on my bucket list.
You got to do it.
Yeah. I would love to meet him. I'm fascinated by him.
But he's very intentionally conversational.
Yeah.
Because when you're the guy who's driving that conversation, it does not affect your play. You're already used to processing information while having the conversation. Doing that, what it does is it gets you feedback from other people. Meanwhile, they're sitting there thinking, "Oh, this guy's just super friendly. I'm having a great time."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm just having a good time. I'm not smart enough or good enough to learn anything from how you answer my questions. But I don't have any doubt that Negrano learns a great deal from talking to everybody. But I love watching it on all the TV shows. And again, I think I saw him one time. He lost to Gus Hansen in a televised poker tournament years and years ago, and it was set over set. And he makes the boat on the turn. as Gus Hansen made quad fives. And it was sixes over fives. Negrano had the sixes, and this is the other thing I told you earlier tonight. I can remember poker hands from 20 years ago, but this was sixes over fives, and Gus Hansen spikes the quad fives. Negrano's got the boat. He leads out on the river with a big bet. Gus Hansen makes it over the top, and it's like, well, and then, of course, he loses. And it wasn't about 2 or 3 hands later, at least TV time.
Right.
Eric Lindgren hit quad eights against his nut hand. And same thing, but it was only 2 eights on the board. Lindgren had pocket eights. Negrano had the nut flush. He makes a big bet. Here comes Lindgren, and Daniel Negrano, maybe one of the few times, slams the table. And it's like, what the hell's going on here? And he looked legitimately frustrated. I went, oh, hey, because that's the way I used to react.
Right.
And I think most people will tell you now who do play with me a lot. I might, chase the dog around the house, and he better run fast on occasion when I get home. And I may be slamming the steering wheel all the way home some nights, but I don't say anything at the table. Here's a name drop for you. Troy Aikman told me a long time ago that if I ever met Phil Hellmuth, he said, you'll love him. Apparently Aikman did a lot of charity tournaments and the like with Phil Hellmuth. And I just can't stand Phil Hellmuth. I just
Don't use that as a sound
Oh,
bite.
he's just a whiny. I mean, and then back in he was a little worse years ago when he would just make fun of other people for their so-called bad plays. But off the felt, he's supposedly a great guy, and I said, I don't want to hear it.
Well, while you were telling that, Chuck got in there with his own 3-bet with 7 deuce.
Oh yeah.
See what story he wants to tell here
Well, there's
on
a
the
story.
flop.
There's a story to tell. There's a story to tell if he backs it up. I mean, he's got a gut shot. Actually got another gut shot here with that 10, but you got it. What did he bet at? $45 pre-flop, right? Or was it 60? 45, 60?
Yeah,
See,
it was 15 and 45, so 3x.
You need that ace flop when you're bluffing. An ace actually, I think, helps you a great deal.
It helps him there. And if he gets called, he knows not to go any further.
Yeah, don't go any further. Exactly right. Yeah. I mean, it does help when the other guy misses, of course. I mean, obviously. But he had options to bluff his way out of that hand with the ace on the board. You play the 7 deuce game much at all?
I do, just in certain games. We obviously do it on the stream sometimes, but I don't play the live stream very often. But we do host some semi-private games here in the room. A number of popular vloggers and other such known locals will host kind of semi-private games in the back corner of the room, and they tend to have side games going: 7 deuce, fire truck, bounty.
We stopped
Nick
him because of 2 guys, Kid Craddock and Kenny Rogers, the former Rangers pitcher.
Oh yeah.
And we actually went to a limit game the last several years I played. I don't play it anymore. Did I mention my pension doesn't go as far as my paycheck used to go? But Craddock and Kenny Rogers is a very good player. Craddock was just stupid. He just bet like crazy. Playing 5-10, raise it 25, somebody makes it 50, he makes it 400. 7 deuce game, he's fine. Well, then okay, is he bluffing? Yeah.
Zeal just folded your hand, 5 deuce. Yeah.
Oh, he folded it again. Was it suited?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay.
We'll excuse it.
I'll excuse it a little bit. Still got to play it, but I'll excuse it. But
No one with a real playable hand here after Max with Mac Limp.
well, you get the sixes. But what I loved about it was, and we went to limit because we just had to, in order to see flops, we pretty much had to go to limit poker, which was still, with those characters I was playing with, was pretty big stuff. And,
That's still fine. Yeah. This
aces and sevens. Mac might get hurt here. No, he's checking it.
no one repped anything pre-flop. It was a limped pot.
Well, nobody's got an ace, I'm saying.
Oh wow, chop. Unless you can bet him off of it.
Oh, it is. Yeah, he did. Yeah, seven's only his kicker now.
Yeah. It does push him off the chop.
That's what I always enjoy about the bomb pots they play here at the Palace every 30 minutes when they change dealers. And I love the bomb pots because, one, I'm usually sitting there staring at Queen 4 all afternoon. And then at least I get 4 cards to maybe I can make something work. But then and I think I've learned this the hard way as well, that when you've only got one board, unless you're kind of nutted up on that one board, you're basically just trying to make your bet or the call to get that bet back.
Yes.
And I've made quite a few mistakes in that game that it just wasn't worth it to get my money back.
No,
and,
you either need it to go cheaply with multiple players, or you got to actually get out of there if it gets expensive.
Yeah.
It starts
If it gets-
repot stuff.
If it gets too expensive, you got to.
Because you can still get messed up on that one board you think you got locked down.
We had this the other day that I made a big bet. I rivered the nut hand. It was just a straight, so I knew it was the nuts on the top. Had nothing on the bottom. I make a big bet. With only 3 of us left in. The other guy called. The third guy called.
And you get quartered.
And I got quartered because he had the same 8-9.
Yep.
And
Yeah, the straight is better.
I had 7-8-9 on a 10-6 board, and he just had the 8-9, so he hit the rivered 7. But I'm thinking, okay, I got 8-9, I got the nut straight. I mean, he'd have to have the 2 perfect cards, and I've got 2 of them. And then I get quartered. Exactly. how you said.
The straight on one board definitely plays better as a check call.
Yeah. Well, I wish you'd have been there to tell me that before I. But it probably would have been the same because the one guy had had the full house on the bottom. So if I hadn't bet the
he's going for
the
it,
125, whatever it was, I bet he would have probably done the same thing. And then now the real question is, after that, the second guy called. If it gone the other way, if I check, now let me ask you this: if I check with the nuts on top, the guy with the nuts on the bottom makes a big bet. The other guy calls. Now what do I do with the nut straight on the bottom? Or I mean on whichever
yeah,
way.
so you're putting in.
So now
you're
I
putting
know
in that
I'm only
money.
getting my money back.
Most likely, if you call, you're only getting quarters, so then it becomes a math problem, right?
Yeah, well,
You're looking at
if I call, I'm only getting half.
right.
Best case scenario.
But that includes the money that's already out there, right?
Yeah, and there
So-
wasn't much. So in this particular case, there wasn't much. But
sometimes that is a factor. You can look at. I literally had that situation happen the other day where I looked at it. It was like, so if I put in this 140, I'm guaranteed at least 140 back. Okay. It's not a decision.
well, this buddy of mine, Scott.
And then there's the other question. If it's possible to fold one of them out and keep you from getting quartered, then
the game that really hurts me, and I love it to death, is high-low. And you get that ace-deuce. And guys are firing. I said, well, I got the nut.
yeah,
low.
like high-low.
And get quartered in that thing a half a dozen times. And Scott, who's a tremendous player, and he's actually laid down. In fact, he did it to me one time because he knew I had the ace-deuce the way I bet it. He goes, well, I'm going to get quartered here. And he folded. And I said, you folded the nut, ace-deuce. Thank you in this particular case. But he tends to win a lot, and I almost never win in that game.
That's why the high is much more valuable than the low.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Everyone plays their ace-deuce combinations.
everybody plays the ace-deuce, but you really want to make the high hand in that game. Well, or preferably make them both. But nothing better than a scoop.
Oh, we got Tiny Poker in the chat. JC Sound Guy. Good to see you there. He's busy working elsewhere. That's my usual commentary partner. Fan of the 5-3.
Oh, the 5-3 guy we're talking about. Yeah.
This is the 5-3 guy. You're the 5-deuce guy.
Unfortunately, I play the 5.
Someday we'll get a commentator in here who likes a real hand.
Yeah, look at here, though. Matt just pushed all in with his 7s against the 2 9s on the board. Mike Sexton cost him again. Mike Sexton told him if there's 2 on the board, he doesn't have the other one. Well, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does, Mike. I'm telling you. I know you're a Hall of Fame poker player. Great commentator, I thought, most of the time, except I hated his puns, he always told. But that was his constant line. Well, there's 2 on the board. The guy doesn't have the 3rd one. I'm like, not sure where he got that because I've run into it a million times, it seems like, over the years.
The betting tells the story.
Yeah. Matt just pushed into it with his 7s. Well, there's a new face we haven't seen in the blue sweater.
We're getting asked to see the stacks again. I'll bring those up after this hand. A lot of our other stats are, like our cumulative winnings, aren't going to be quite right, but the stacks should be correct because they were updated when we did our little restart early.
That one stack looks ridiculous.
We do now have a new player.
I think those were $100 chips he's got on top of his stack. A couple of these guys sat down, coming from the main room. They sat down with a lot of money behind them. I think when I saw it when they first started, everybody only started with the 300. But
Yes, they started it as a new game.
So yeah, they did start fresh, right? Instead of carrying it over like you can in the room. But look at that stack. Those great chips on top are hundreds, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's about $1,800, $1,900.
So a kid getting the action going here with the Jack 10 suited.
Every time I see Kid, I think of my old buddy Kid Craddock. Boy, he was something. Died way too young, but he was really something. I got another one Kid Craddock story that cracks you up.
Yeah. Oh, two clubs here, and no one with an ace.
Nobody's really got anything here.
Well,
they got the 8.
Yeah, Max got a pair. Mitch's bottom pair. I mean, if you're playing 6-3 offsuit, then I guess
Well,
bottom pair is as
you're
good
right.
as you can hope for,
Ooh,
right?
calls $55 with it.
42nd.
As you can see here, while his
The 8 went
absolute
away.
value is actually ahead of the Jack 10, he's behind in equity.
There's a 10. There you go. Doesn't take much. I am the master at getting sucked out on when I'm playing my little cards. It doesn't take much to fall behind.
There were a lot of cards that were very live for Kid.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've had some jobs where
He just goes for it right there on the turn.
So we're playing in our home game, and we, when we're out of the hand, we're showing guys the cards, so we're all playing along. Very friendly game, despite pretty high stakes. And Kid Craddock's got pocket kings. And the flop comes King, Jack, Jack. So this buddy of mine sitting to my left who's got more money than God, he calls Craddock's big raise. The turn is the Jack. Craddock makes a huge raise. The guy calls, the guy had ace queen, by the way. He had ace queens, all he's got. And the river is the 4th Jack. And the ace wins. Craddock,
the ace plays.
Craddock loses several $1,000s, flopping a full house. And the guy's calling him down, hoping to hit a 10. And it goes runner, runner, jacks, quads, jacks to make the ace good. Craddock runs into this guy's wine cellar, and it was an unbelievable wine cellar, grabs a bottle of wine, and Kevin looks at him and says, wait a minute, that bottle of wine, as Craddock's opening it, that's like a $5,000 bottle of wine, and I wasn't even in the hand. And we drank it. Because Doug called him down, trying to hit a 10 for a straight against a flop full house.
Hey, we got some real hands
Here
going
we go. Oh, this looks almost like poker here.
So it looks like Kid limped with his ace Jack. Then gets
Now,
the raise.
how much should the raise have been? You good with $25 here?
It looked like it was already a $5 straddle and a call. So yeah, 25 is probably good.
But now you're up against. Oh no, you got him out there. Okay, I thought he was going up against 3 guys. Oh, I like his chances.
Yeah, there was a
here.
$5 straddle and there was a call already. So I think the 25 is pretty appropriate there. This is
Oh, it's a perfect flop for Mitch right now.
yeah, this is really nice. Vince has got top pair with some backdoor possibilities on the straight front. Mitch would like to have a club. It's a little extra incentive for him to go ahead and make his play strong right away. Also, at his stack depth, there's nothing stopping him. He just wants to get the money in. He would love to get it in before a club hits.
plus my grandkids and my kids said I can't stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Now you got a fire.
That's money in.
Yeah. Now you got a fire.
Yeah, this is going to be all in and call.
At least you know what you do. Like, if you're retired, like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm in trouble. Yeah. Oh, man.
Looking for a queen or a jack. Does not
No.
get it.
Ooh, and it was another club though.
Yeah, and the catch with the club is when you got the kings, it's like if you're against the flush, obviously you lose, right?
Yeah.
But even if you're not against the flush, you've now reduced the hands that can call and pay you. So it's kind of a bad card either way.
I very seldom have pocket kings where an ace doesn't hit the board at some point. or at least it seems that way.
I also have a theory that if you have ace queen, a king always hits the board.
Yeah.
And now you don't know if your queen's any good or not.
Right. Now, yeah, can the queen help me? No.
You're kind of in no man's land at that point.
The hand I'm waiting to see here, and I don't think we've seen it yet, is, and this I think is where I'm really, really bad, is when I've got the nuts on the river. How much do you bet? Because I want to be paid.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I want to be paid. But
Well, we talked about this a little earlier. You talked about being focused on your own hand a little
Yeah.
bit. And that's where that problem comes in.
that
Because
I'm-
it's not
I'm
about what
paying attention to them to see what they're willing to pay.
you
maybe?
know what you've got exactly. What can you target? What do
Oh.
they actually get to this river with
Yeah. Oh, very good.
that can call you, and how much will it call? It might not be much of anything. Your best bet might actually just be a tiny bet. Or your best bet might be like twice the pot because, wow, if they've got X hand in it and they could have it with the way the action played, then they're going to pay me anything.
I tell you the truth, I don't think I've actually thought of it that way. I know I haven't thought it well enough.
And then if you want to get really tricky,
My whole deal is I've got the nuts. I want some of your money. So if I
Exactly.
go, boom, I'm all in for 500, 600, whatever it is, and then they fold, I'm like, no, I'll bet 100. I'll bet, whatever. But then I've also bet like 75, let's say, $100, and they snap call with top two pair or something, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
I could have gotten a lot more money out of that.
gotten a lot more money.
And that's where you got to ask the questions is like, do they have those hands in their range here? Do they get here that way? If so, what can I charge? And now if you're against particularly bluff-happy aggressive players, then there's the next level play.
No, that part I get. I mean, that part, at least I understand it.
What I like to do there, super small bet.
Yeah. Entice them to raise it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely,
I've had people put in huge sums of money with absolutely nothing because they thought I was full of it.
Oh, I've slow played a lot of hands into what I know is an aggressive guy, which is, I think that's a rather mundane.
So Matt going for it here.
Obvious play,
Going for it big time with the king-queen offsuit.
And he's got the best
Just-
hand right now, anyway.
Yeah, but jamming 444.
444. Wow.
Over 35. So there was a raise, a call.
What do you win, like $40? Oh, he folded ace jack. Wow.
I mean, this feels like
I'm not calling ace jack.
feels like
there.
either a big pair or 7-deuce most of the time.
Yeah.
And I have seen people do this with 7-deuce with like thousands. Just
Yeah,
all
but-
in right there, just assuming
Well,
everyone's going to fold unless they run into the one specific hand.
But not for a $5. Not for a $5 payment. Now you make that $100 a player, like I did back in the day. Oh, I've seen guys do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That would make sense. Doing it, I would eliminate 7-deuce from that. But here's the flip side: I would also eliminate aces, kings, or queens.
Most of the time, yeah.
He's not doing that with a big hand, is he?
Some players do. You have to
$400 into a $38 on the
and-
table.
And 1-2. Some people, that's all they know to do.
Yeah.
Big hand, big bet.
Yeah, maybe, but
Small hand, small bet.
I'd have had to-
It is not a winning strategy.
I don't think I would have called it, but I would have had to think about it a long time on the ace jack.
It is not a winning strategy, but you do see quite a few players do it.
That's back to your strategy we were talking about earlier about how much money you're actually going to get out. You got to have some cards. You got to know when to bluff, but you also got to figure out how you can massage it to get money.
Yeah, there's other
Yeah.
players here. What they have is also important.
Just having the best hand and firing big is not the answer to the most profitable session. I'm a sucker for Jack's hand.
One of the
With
things I like to point.
7-8 suited. I'd love that hand.
Oh yeah, it's a great hand. It's a great hand.
I never win with it, but I love it.
Find a lot of players at these stakes are driven by one of two things: greed or fear.
I would
And if you could figure out which one they're being driven by,
Yeah.
you can figure out which way they're betting.
But I'd reverse it. I think I really do, and I don't want to
I think it's
disparage anybody's game.
fear more frequently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think more people are. you know, they're just afraid of. Well, yeah, he could. I was trying to think exactly, and I don't remember it well enough to tell the story, but a guy laid down a hand against me, and it was like the only thing that beat him was like pocket jacks. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess I could have pocket jacks. Oh, I remember this was up in Omaha. The guy flopped a set of nines, and I flopped an open-ended straight flush draw. Now, I don't know the math, but I don't know. I'm relatively close, I would guess. But the guy laid down a set of nines, and he goes, well, I thought you had a set of jacks. And I'm like,
You put me on the one hand that beats you?
that's what I'm saying. There was only one hand that could. There was no straight there. Obviously, the flush wasn't there yet. Mm-hmm. And he said later, because when he turned over his hand, the whole table, and I swear to you, I did a pretty good job of maintaining my composure. And he lays down his set, and I thought, well, I guess I'm going home. And then he folded, and the whole table just went, what? And then I didn't mean it as a jerk move, but everybody asked to see it, so I showed it. So we then, as a table, talked about it for a long time, and I said, I would have snap called that. I mean, I think you have to, don't you?
If you're open-ended straight flush draw, then you're actually still ahead mathematically.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying he doesn't have it yet.
If you get to see all the cards, that's the big key.
Yeah.
As long as you get to see turn and river, you're ahead. If you only get to see turn and then you're facing another bet, that's not good enough.
Yeah. No, I was okay if he called. Even after I saw the 3-9.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I've got outs at that point, but I'm thinking I think I snap called with a set on the flop.
So a lot of spades in play on this hand here.
Uh-huh.
Ash raised to 25. Chuck elected to just flatten the hijack with king-queen suited. I would have liked to seen a 3-bet there for sure.
I think Mitch is a man after my heart. He's playing a lot of suited cards. Another set, or another two cards that I've
He's
lost
better
a lot
at
of
flopping
money with.
trips than I am. Doesn't do it this time, but how does no one ever have an ace at this table?
Yeah, we've
seen a lot of ace-high
4
flops
and 5
and
guys
no one
got-
with it.
Nobody's got an ace.
Over and over again. But, yeah, I would have liked to seen the king-queen 3-bet pre. That would have cleaned up a lot of this and made it pretty easy just to take the pot down right here.
King queen suited, yeah. I don't like king queen suited up against 4 other guys.
No, and two of those callers came after him. So if he had 3-betted, they're out of there.
Now what do you do if Ash
And then he's
makes
heads
a-
up against
yeah.
Ash, and this is a very nice scenario
if
for
Ash
him.
makes a big bet here. Whoops! Now it's even harder and easier for Ash to. Oh, he checked it. Wow.
Nah, this is good. This is good. Because an ace would legitimately check back the flush completed turn a lot of times. So Chuck is not capped by that check back. However,
Wow. That's 100 on the end. Got it through.
the fear.
Oh, wow, nice.
What do you think about that one now?
Well, I don't like that Ash showed it.
Oh no, Ash got to show it. Especially, well, because Matt was it Matt, right, that started. He showed the king.
The thing is, Chuck, seeing that needs to in the future go, okay, this guy will bluff when he misses.
Yeah.
And then you've got to be willing to call that.
I think that's a little too high level for a 1-2 game.
If you check that turn, though, then you got to be willing to call the river. Otherwise, bet the turn. If you're checking that turn, you've got to be willing to call the river.
Wait a minute. Are you saying he checked the turn because he had either an ace or he made the flush? Because when he checks the turn and then leads out big on the river, what's he
No,
representing now?
I'm talking about Chuck checking the turn back.
Oh, check. Oh, yes.
He had already bet the flop and gotten called.
Right. I thought you were talking about.
So by
I thought you were
checking
talking
the
about
turn
Ash.
back and then folding on the river, he's basically just putting an ace as the call. He's giving credit to no other calls anywhere in there, which that's limiting the range way too much.
Yeah, but you're right. The ace would have, with the 3 diamonds on the board, the ace probably would have checked on that turn.
Yeah.
Ready for a 40.
There's Mitch again. He makes a 3-bet with ace-6 offsuit.
I don't recommend that, but okay.
Not as a general rule.
3x also not usually going to work out of position as a 3-bet size.
I like it against 9-6.
You're going to get called too many times. As you see here, he gets called by both players.
Vince has got to raise, doesn't he?
Vince actually, Vince should have just jammed right there, I think.
Or at least I would think make a bigger bet.
I went double time.
Wow. I got to give old Mitch some props here. He's not afraid. Not afraid, sir. Of course, now that I've seen this, then I know he likes to make some moves.
Once again, do we see adjustments as the stream goes on?
Well, this is wasn't it?
And this is why Vince needed to just go ahead and jam that flop. Just
yeah,
needed to
yeah.
just needed to raise it right
2, 3,
there.
4. If you got it,
He only had about 200 behind.
Right.
It was already 55 there. Just go ahead and put all of it in. And
If you got it, you got it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Well, though he did make he did have a pretty good raise pre-flop with that ace-6. So again, maybe he had a king in his hand. Maybe, I guess.
but that did no good on the flop.
Oh no. Unless you think he's got a big pair up there, which again, a lot of smaller, I think smaller stack players always imagine the worst possible scenario. And I'm not saying I haven't done that, by the way. Let me be clear about that. I'm not saying that I haven't thought along those lines on occasion. But I try not to. I really do. I try not to. Oops. Come on, Mac.
He's in there. Mac's not going to let you down.
All right. Come on, baby. One time.
You got me this time.
I got you.
I can get you.
Oh, I thought there was 2 5s there.
You
for
got
a
the
moment.
5.
Thought that was 2 5s. Well, you got 3 6s out there too. Look at 3 open ends. Oh no! Oh, Vince flopped it. I didn't see Vince's 4. He flopped it.
Yes, he did. I got another player on the other side of the screen there with the top pair as well.
Oh, I didn't even see Matt's hand down
Yeah,
there.
it was on the other side of the screen.
Well,
You
and,
had
and
two
a gut
players.
shot, and a gut shot. Yeah.
Well, it just gets better and better for
Oh,
Vince.
now luckily the 5 deuce got away because this is the kind of nonsense that I get stuck on occasionally with my 5 deuce.
Five's
where do you
going
go?
to hit the river, though.
Well, for me it does a lot. Or better yet, the deuce hit the river like the good old days.
Perfect time for 2
Oh, the 4 6 of diamonds besides. Wow.
Matt is drawing dead.
No, he had a 9, didn't he?
Yeah.
7 8. Oh
was
no,
queen
he didn't.
8. Yeah, top pair. He was drawing completely dead there.
Drawing dead. The other thing when like in that hand where he flops the nuts with the board almost always pairs. Another weird thing that seems to happen a lot. I don't know if it mathematically does, but it does seem like when you've got a nut flush or a nut straight, it seems like the board always insists upon pairing, if not on the turn on the river.
So you know how in a lot of things in life there's a thing known as survivor bias, right? Poker is the opposite. We remember all the things that killed us,
Always.
not the things we survived. So we remember the paired boards with our straights. We remembered the flushed boards with the straights.
And we all remember the river cards that
Yes.
beat us.
We remember those things. We forget all the times when it just kind of held and was ho-hum. It went about the way it was supposed to.
Without question. Or the river cards that I've hit. The only one I really do remember is that 5 deuce hand I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I've hit a few rivers in my day, but I can't really recall any of them. I'm serious. But I can tell you almost every river card that beat me.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a poker thing. Yeah. It's the reverse of a survivor bias.
Did I see pocket 9s just fold? Did I miss
I
it?
hope not.
Couldn't I?
Seems unlikely. I've already seen 2 other 9s accounted for here.
Yeah, I must have misread that.
So if we get a high flop here, there's a lot of interlocking cards.
A lot of big stuff up there.
Just a jack high rainbow.
Yeah. I bet Mitch calls this.
Yeah, Mitch isn't going anywhere yet.
Yeah. 1 over, all kinds of backdoors.
Well, comes the call.
That's a pretty good
There
card.
it is.
Yep.
That's either going to cost him some more money or win him a bunch. Boy, how's that for analysis?
That's high level.
Yeah, he's either going to win or lose. You don't get that every place.
It's
Oh my gosh, he
there you
did
go.
it. He did it.
kind of like you were talking
Runner.
about calling the 100-meter dash earlier. It's like,
Yep.
and they're off. And what
And-
else do you say?
We'll be back with the results. Yeah. Wow. And see, here again, basically the only thing that beats you, you would think, would be the Queen 9. And what are the odds? What are the odds? 7-9? He's not calling 7-9 on the flop, is he? I mean, maybe. I guess he could be.
Jack has a good move.
I think this is kind of a tough decision here for Ash. I mean, but not a big fan of calling with a single pair, but
So I know the game.
the diamonds got there too.
I know the stream we need to bring you in here for.
Which is?
We have a stream that we've done a couple times here. It's called the 8848 game, which is 8848 is the height of Mount Everest. All the players are from Nepal. And on the live stream, they speak Nepalese or Nepali or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't understand a word of it.
Oh, wait a
point-
minute, are you going to do a punchline here, or is this true?
The point is, we can talk incessantly over it, and no one's ever going to care. You get great action, and you never need to hear the table.
Never have to worry about the table. Yeah, that would be exactly my game.
There's some games where it's better to do it the opposite way and almost never talk in here in the booth and just let the table do its thing. This one's probably somewhere in between. But, yeah, the Nepali game, there's a lot of dead space to fill because every time I shut up, it's like, okay, I don't know what they're saying.
He called it off with top pair. With a flush there as well. Though.
Well,
I
there's a lot of two-pair that are there as well.
yeah, it's because it's all connected.
Yeah,
it's all connected. 10-8.
It's definitely possible to get away from the jack.
Another thing I'm trying to learn is calling big bets down with a single pair is probably not profitable for the long haul.
No, I like to create certain situations that I look for them, and it's like if they happen, it's like I remind myself, it's like this is one of those alarm bell situations. Certain things I look for. I don't really want to give them all out on air, so if you ask me later, I'll tell you one or two of them.
Yeah, all right.
I was about to say one. I'm like, no, I don't want to put that out there.
Wow, no. Wasn't back in the old days when they
that's for me and a few trusted friends. That's about it.
when they started the old hole card game that a lot of the pros were really upset about it because they don't want other people to just watch and see how they play a lot. And I'm like, yeah, maybe at that level it's a problem.
Well, and because that was before solvers, so that was
Yeah.
that was literally the best information on how to approach the game and win. So Matt, after playing 4 high all night long, has 2 considerably higher
got
cards.
the real good hand now. Jack's down here though with ace-10 suited.
He's got some of that team out of Arlington, Dallas, the Cowboys there.
And the best looking sweater at the table.
So he's going to get action. Our newer player to the table here, Jack with ace-10 suited. Can't blame him one bit here for putting in a big bet.
4 of his diamonds are gone and 1 of his aces is gone.
So interesting, the initial raise here was from Chuck to 17. So the King's 3-bet was only basically like a min click to $35. If
Matt had the only play here.
would have been interesting if he'd made that more sizable. Yeah, Matt doesn't have enough behind to do anything else. Yeah, just not enough chips behind to do anything other than exactly what happened here.
This is where my ace would always hit the river if I'm sitting there with kings.
And it looks like we're going to just run it once. Going to rip it. Max Payne, as they like to say.
Nice
Queen high,
flop.
pretty safe so far. Another Broadway card to make it interesting. Make it a club. Well, okay. Like Jack of Clubs would have been really
would've been
fun one, right? A little late. King's hold.
Yeah. What is it? The old line? I think that kind of played itself, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It really did. So
Especially because Matt's been playing a lot of wild hands.
looking at the chat here, you have been requested to tell some of your golf stories.
Golf stories. Oh my goodness, that's been a while. I quit playing golf. I played golf. I was about 12 years old when I started, and I really did think I'd be that old man in retirement out there slopping it around, trying like crazy to break 100. Mm-hmm. But in 2016, I quit playing golf. I was playing horribly. And I was just really losing some of my interest in the game, and I knew I couldn't afford to stay at Dallas National much longer. But I was going to go back to Thorntree and some other places. But I haven't played since 2016.
Mm.
And
It's been a few years.
I'm sorry?
It's been a few years.
It's been a few, yeah. But what was really surprising about it, so I played for almost, 50 years. And loved the game. I was as obsessed with golf as I am with poker now, and it was every bit as expensive as poker
Yes, it is
now.
very much.
And
so. Especially around here.
yeah, but I was a member of Dallas National, but I played all over. I've been to Scotland, half a dozen times, and the Dominican Republic to play at Casa de Campo, which was fabulous. Hawaii, whatever. Just obsessed with the game. But when I quit, I just quit, and I never looked back. I don't know why. It really is kind of one of the surprising things that I was able to walk away from a game that my grandfather got me involved in when I was like 12, and I just don't miss it.
Wow.
I loved it when I played.
It's a little tougher on your back as the years go, doesn't it?
Well, that's true. But there's two stories, but they're interconnected. And this is symptomatic of, as my buddies will say, why my big mouth always gets me in trouble eventually. We were playing in this charity tournament, and they had a $10,000 hole-in-one. And I was hitting first because in the group, I was far and away the worst player in the group. Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a loaded-up team, and they could really play. And I backed off the shot, and I said, how about this? Anybody knocks it in, we just split it up. It was a 5-man charity scramble. And one of the guys actually said to me, really nothing here to look at. One of the guys actually said to me, well, you're the worst player we got. I'm not going to chop with you. And I promise you this is true. I get back over the ball, and I back off again. I said, and it was a guy named Paul Fake. I said, Paul, do you want in on this or not? And he said, all right, I'm in. I looked over at my buddy who was a golf pro, Jack Barger, and I said, hey, Jack, watch this. I mean, joking, but I said, Jack, watch this. And it hit a 7-iron for about 155 yards, took one little skinny hop, jumped in the hole, cost me $8,000. You fast forward about 7-8 years, playing at Dallas National, standing on a par 3, and I'm playing like a barking dog all day long. Just playing like a barking dog. My buddy is a fabulous player, scratch player. We're on a little 138-yard par 3, and I looked at him. I said, it's $15,000 for a hole-in-one. And I said, how about this? If one of us make it, we chop it. And he goes, well, yeah, that's fair. I knocked it in, cost me $7,500. So I made, get this, I made 3 in my life. One was just a weekend game with my buddies. I made 3 holes in one in my life. I made 2 of them for $25,000, and I walked away. I walked away with $9,500. And as my buddies would say for years, why couldn't you ever learn to shut up? And I thought, well, it's why I live in a big house in the country.
That's right. That same thing happens in the poker world. You see some of these guys win these big tournaments, and they've sold so much of themselves action-wise.
Yeah.
They only keep a small percentage of that. And everyone's like, why aren't you just rolling in money? It's like, well, I didn't actually make that much there. He made a lot over there, and that guy over there, he made a lot.
The other thing I haven't really understood, and I don't like it, especially in big televised tournaments where all the players agree to chop toward the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that just kind of – I'm watching this tournament for a couple of hours on end sometimes, and then all of a sudden they announced – and they didn't really announce it, I guess, but they've been doing it forever, right?
Yes. Everywhere
But-
except WSOP.
Yeah, and
They
now
don't allow it.
they don't allow it.
They don't allow it there. Everywhere else
Okay,
allows it.
I thought they probably did. But,
WPT will allow it, but you still have to play it out for the first place.
right, and then they'll usually leave whatever the pot.
You can make
they'll
a
leave
deal,
some
but you got to
aside.
play for the trophy.
Yeah, but I just don't like it. I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I get it, but I've been in a few just home game tournaments. We get down to the end. I said, I've been playing there for 5, 6, 7 hours, and now we just want to chop it up. And I'm like, well, I've kind of, because the high end was pretty decent. The chop isn't much. Nah, I've been here this long. Let's finish. But nobody else does. I think I'm in the minority on that.
No, there are a lot of team no chop working on this production, and a lot of people in agreement with you.
Look at our man Mitch here.
So Mitch, it's got the Robbie.
Wow.
The
Look
Jack
at
4.
This. Look at
but
this
he's
board.
got 2 pair of Vits, though, with the nut flush draw.
And the straight draw.
Jack with an ace is
Gut
really
shot.
kind of the worst of it.
Yeah. Wow.
As you can see, he's got top pair and only 14% to win.
And Jack's the one that's doing all the raising. Mitch only called on that board. Okay.
I don't mind it.
Not the worst thing. 'Cause a lot of cards could really kill your hand in a heartbeat, so why not just find out? And that's one of them.
That's definitely one of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll do it. You want to see the little Vince?
So-
Vince kind of got that whole board 9. He rivers the nut straight and he rivers the nut flush.
I think I'd like to see him check here.
All right, now this is what we're talking about. We know he's got the nuts. How much is he betting?
Now, he can definitely bet and get called by some hands.
Well, I think he can get called by.
But I think with these, I don't know Jack.
he can't get
I think-
called by ace. By Jack, can he? No.
No, but I think Mitch might have fired something if check 2. It's just
See, now
player specific.
And again, I think you have to be there for a while, like you're talking about. Because I don't like it. Vince Van Patten always makes that argument on the World Poker Tour. Oh, he bet too much. He needed to be called. And that's kind of where I come from is that I probably, again, not knowing the tendency, you kind of hate to check that and then have everybody check behind you,
You
when
do.
they had some kind of a call in them.
Yeah, it was a pretty fine line, though. It was going to have to be a really tiny bet to be called.
That's just, yeah.
And the odds are you get more from a bluff is going to be bigger than the size bet you could put out there to get called. So it's a risk you take either way.
Yeah, and I think it's why we call it poker. I mean, I think at the end of the day.
So I see in the chat also my father's in there. Says it's
Your
great.
real father? Or
Yes,
your,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah? What's he
he's,
saying?
He's great to hear us in the booth together. And I mentioned this to you earlier, but he has not heard this. And so, he was a 26-year Marine,
Seriously?
Vietnam veteran, born the same year as you, and you were a Vietnam veteran in the U.S. Navy. So whether it happened or not, I'm just going to imagine you two were on a boat together at some point back then.
Well, as I was telling you, this was kind of embarrassing for me. I was much like I'm sure your dad was. I was from 66 in the Navy from 66 to 69, at basically the height of the Vietnam War, or pretty close.
Right.
But I spent the first year on shore duty at Patuxent River, Maryland. I was a radioman. And then I got in trouble. And as I tell you, your dad will appreciate, well, he may not appreciate it, but your dad will understand this. I was only in for 3 years, but I made E4 twice. Ask your dad after we're done. It's not exactly, but
I could guess.
yeah, figure it out. So I get in trouble in Patuxent River, Maryland. Well, here's the kicker. I had orders to Morocco, Africa. And since I got in trouble, I lost my top secret security clearance, so I couldn't go to Africa.
So you couldn't go.
And get this, I go to Norfolk, Virginia, and I ride a boat around the Caribbean for 6 months in the winter of 68, 69. I get on this boat in September. In October, we leave, October of 68, and for the next 6 months, I'm cruising around the Caribbean. Carrying, maybe your dad, if he was, we were carrying Marines for all these different exercises. Here's the kicker. I'm born and raised in Iowa. I'm on this flat bottom LST, which is one where the front opens up and the Marines rush out and everything. We were taking 72-degree rolls and everybody is sick. They're throwing up.
72 degrees.
72 degrees. We had
Yeah,
to-
I
mean,
get it.
It was. They
I tried to use a bathroom on a sailboat that did a lot less than that, and that was
it's kinda
dangerous.
fake. You see this gash right here on my arm?
Oh, yeah.
We were tied down in the Radio Shack, tied down, and a typewriter broke free and sliced me right across the arm. We didn't eat for like 3 to 4 days. They would take like minced ham or bologna, put it in one trash can, and bread in the other trash can, and we would fight like hell to get down to the I forget even what they call it. It's been so long. But you would literally just reach in with your hand and grab some minced ham and grab some bread, and that was it.
That was it.
I'm the only guy that didn't. Basically, I'm the only guy on the ship that didn't get sick. Nothing. And I'm from Iowa. I hadn't been on anything bigger than a rowboat my whole life. Well, here's the kicker. Now I'm off the coast of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I'm the radioman, and the jets are strafing the beach, and the Marines are going to charge you, and I'm out in this boat, radioing the jets that come in. You're missing wide leg or whatever, doing whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm in this like a rowboat, and I'm sitting out there with all the gear on. And the next thing I know, I am over the side of that boat. I'm losing a lung, and everything in my intestines are coming out. I am throwing my guts out. And everybody goes, "You got sick in a rowboat?" Because we were like 100 yards.
Yeah.
But being just offshore, looking around, I just got so sick I couldn't see straight. But as I do say, I was on CNN one night. With a guy named Don Lemon, and he introduced me as being a Vietnam veteran, and I was so shocked. I said, "I am not a Vietnam veteran. That's a whole nother category." Now, was your dad in Vietnam?
Yes, he was.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a whole nother category. I was in the service
During
Vietnam, and my claim to fame is that not a single Puerto Rican was killed by a North Vietnamese my whole time in.
Let's hope that's true.
At least in San Juan, they weren't. The North Vietnamese did not step 1 foot
In Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico, my entire time I was in there protecting America's interests. My military service, the only thing, with all due respect to your dad, and I have all the respect in the world for somebody who does what he did. As I said to Eric and the guys here at the Palace, with the, I can say this, can I, about the deal they have for veterans and first responders?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So when I came here, it's $7 an hour based on my military service. Mm-hmm. And I looked at Eric and I said, "Finally, those 3 years of my life paid off."
Finally. I think it just paid off for all of our listeners because there is no other poker stream in America where you're getting those stories.
Probably no place in America, period. But for the longest time, and I think it was all because of what Don Lemon said on CNN, and then the newspapers picked it up. I was getting, as arrogant as this might sound, I was starting to get a little attention for some of my commentaries and the like. And the Washington Post and New York Times and whatever did some really nice stuff about me. And the next thing I know, served in Vietnam. I said, "Oh, no. My best."
That's what I read.
This was also part of the story that I think also confused it. My best buddy from high school that I played ball with was killed in Vietnam.
I did know about this, yes.
Yeah, Carol Meyer. And I love this man to death. And right before he went into the Army, he knocks. I had a basement bedroom, but it had a window, ground level, little window. Mm-hmm. Next thing I hear this rap on the window, like at 1:30 in the morning, and Carol wakes me up. And I'm still in high school because I went to the Navy like 9 days after I graduated from high school. He was old. He was a year older. We're sitting in my dad's car, his car, drinking beer at 1:30 in the morning. And he says, "This will be the last time we're ever together." And I'm like, "Carol, what are you talking about? You're going to come back, take over your dad's gas station, and I'm going to come back and take over my dad's trucking company. We're going to coach Little League Baseball, and I'm going to be the manager."
Of course.
And he looked, and he was the slowest. I've told the story to me. He was one of the greatest baseball players I've ever seen at any level. I was a catcher. He was the third baseman. On those rare occasions where you would hear this ridiculous crack of the bat, my first impulse was, God, I hope they hit that ball to third base. Because I knew if they did, it wasn't going into left field. He had the greatest hands I've ever seen, greatest hitter I've ever seen. And he was the slowest man who ever walked the planet Earth. He used to bat cleanup, and I batted fifth. And the only reason they finally wised up and switched me to cleanup because he'd be on first base. I'd hit a shot down the line. I'm rounding first base. He's nowhere near second. And oh, by the way, I was slow.
Yeah.
And Carol Meyer looks at me. The last thing he ever said to me was, if I can't outrun a base hit to right, which he couldn't, he'd hit it so hard the right fielder threw him out a half a dozen times. He said, if I can't outrun a base hit to right, how the hell am I ever going to outrun a bullet in Vietnam? And about 7 months later, somebody shot him right between the eyes. And as I always tell people, to me, Carol Meyer will be 18 years old forever.
Forever.
And I've told that story 1,000 times to every high school banquet I go to.
And you received a gift related to that at some point, right?
Yeah, you
from,
did do
was it
a painting
from ABC?
There was no, it was a local guy.
It was a local?
It was on WFAA, and we had done a story about this guy who was taking military pictures, and then making these unbelievable portraits and paintings. And they brought it out to me, and the guy actually called later to apologize profusely because I just basically broke down sobbing.
Understandably.
Well, it is to me. And number one, I'm not
understandable.
I'm not ashamed. I've never been afraid to cry. My wife will tell you. I cried when Grandpa got sick on the Waltons, for God's sake. I mean, but they bring this picture out, and nobody really knew the impact that Carol Meyer has had on my life. And they hand me this beautiful portrait. It sits right above my desk. I had this little office desk, and his picture's right there. It's the first thing I see almost every morning because I always get up, I go into my office, check my computer, whatever, and I've got this beautiful painting of Carol in his Army uniform. And I'm just sobbing and I'm choking. And I don't know if you've ever been that far along, but I'll get to where I'm crying so bad I can't catch my breath. And I'm almost on a knee, and I'm hanging onto the side of the desk, and everybody's like, whoa, this is getting weird. And then this guy just starts profusely apologizing. I said, no. I said, you don't understand. I am so honored that you would do this for my friend. And they called me the next day. So I'm really sorry if I embarrass you. I said, one of the problems is you really can't embarrass me. Look what we stumbled into, a little bomb pot. But, yeah, it was... he painted this unbelievable picture of Carol, and I've got it on my wall at home, and it's one of the greatest things I've got because I just love that young man. And I've said this somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but quite honestly, truthfully, one of the reasons that I worked as hard as I did, chasing my dreams, was I was doing it for the two of us. And one of the reasons I partied as hard as I did,
You're doing it for the two.
I was doing it for the two of us.
Absolutely.
And I don't apologize for that. And
No, I think everyone would understand that.
it's just
That's a hell of a story.
I just hope everybody has an opportunity in their life to have such a friend in their life. Because it'd be 60 years this month that I graduated from high school. And in June, rather, I'm sorry, not this month. And I think about this guy. There's hardly a week of my life that's gone by where I don't even talk about him in some fashion.
Right.
But almost every day of my life I think about him because almost every day of my life I get up and I see that picture of him. And I think about what a great time we had playing baseball. But I will never forget the last thing he says to me as he's getting ready to leave.
That's
I can't outrun a base hit to right. How the hell am I going to outrun a bullet in Vietnam? And
I cannot imagine. That's
and my life
one
turned
heck
out-
of a story.
Well, I'm sorry to
No,
don't mean to
that's-
get everybody down, but
I'm sure everyone is equally enthralled here.
that was and your dad knows this better than any of us that people I don't think young people today have an appreciation for what our world was like in the 60s. You're not old enough.
Nope.
know.
I was born just after that.
And it was the craziest time. Oh, look at this. What we got here? I'm looking at, forgive me. Hey,
There is poker going on. Looks
2,
like
3,
it's gonna be a chop pot though.
Is it a chop? What's the top hand? Oh no, it's a scoop, isn't it? He's got the straight down here with the queen. Matt's got a queen on top and a straight on the bottom. Jack doesn't have anything.
No, King 9 is a straight on the top.
Oh, was it? Oh,
there was
okay.
Queen Jack 10 on there.
Yeah. That's the other side of that guy. I love that the bomb pots, but then you do all that work and you got all this money. Okay, we chop.
Yeah.
And you win the occasional early bets. About it.
Yeah,
most of the time.
That's the real trick in the bomb pots is trying to figure out how to, depending on your hand strength and how many boards you've got, how to either one push everyone out so that you scoop it, whether you have both boards or not. Like if you have one board and you can push everyone out, great. But if you can't, and in some games you can't.
No, of course not. But
and in those games, you're better off going smaller and keeping as many people in as possible because that's how you're going to get paid.
Well, last week again, talking about the game that was up here, a couple of different times, guys just started bombing it right on the fly, and I'm like, well, you're not there yet, and probably nobody's there for the most part, and so you're going to win $40. If you've really got this great a hand, and you've got that, even if you've got that great a draw, don't you want more people to hang around for a while? Or do you just take down that $40? And I'm not a fan of taking down the $40.
There's a lot of risk in bomb pots, of course, for people hanging around. You know this well.
Trust me.
Anyone who's played bomb pots knows this well.
As my buddy Scott would tell us when we played Congress all the time, 5 cards, he goes, well, it's a drawing game. I said, I'm fine with that. I just need him to hit sometimes. I mean, I've never really figured out the true odds of
the trick with the drawing
how
game
much
is
am I paying for a draw.
When you've already got the hand, you've got less incentive to keep people stringing along because there's too much that comes in.
Well, if they're drawn to something that's going to beat you without question.
Yeah, and if you're playing more than one player, it's like the entire deck almost helps someone, right?
Yeah. But if you've got an unmatched hand, I'd push automatically. If I got nothing on the bottom. I mean, if I expect like a full house. I mean, the odds of him having like a king, jack, which I have king, jack in my hand, I'm going to make the big bet because I don't want to chop that pot. Now, I made the quasi big bet with a straight, and it was obvious he could have had a straight, which he did. I ended up getting quartered. But if I've got the nut big hand, nut flush is a better example, because you know that's good. Then don't you want to just push everybody out no matter what? Because you're going to end up, if you got nothing on the other board and you let somebody hang around, well, you're going to probably.
You're chopping anyway.
You're probably chopping, yeah. So, that bet I get.
Of course, then you put in the big bet they call in the board pairs on your flush.
And the board pairs on my flush, yeah.
You know that drill.
Without question. I love these two hands. But kids looking for trouble. Oh. Wow. Hey, Mitch.
Yeah, outside of quads and straight flush, there's not much you can feel confident on getting all the way to the river with in those hands.
Were you going to a lot of map hands when they were
so, everyone with overs here, but Mitch with the hearts as well.
Oh, yeah.
Got a stranglehold on this.
He's got the bigger hand.
92%.
What did he bet there? How much
$75.
Yeah.
I love that jacket that you had on.
Oh yeah.
See, there's another example. I think I would have played a little slower there. I like my king, queen. I like my hearts.
Technically, it was still just a bluff there. So,
and again, as we've said,
he's setting it up. Yeah.
It's really, this game is really much easier when I know everybody's
when you know everyone's cards, right? But from his perspective, he's got a bluff hand that has some potential. The strong bet, nothing wrong with that at all.
And he doesn't know if a ace comes, he thinks he could be beat.
If he folds out ace X with his king high, that's a win. Meanwhile, if he gets called, he's still live to the hearts and a number of other things, right?
But that's why I think I would have gone like 35 almost hoping for a call, but then then you walk yourself right into it. Here we go.
Yep.
My last three.
Chip leader picks up pocket aces.
My last 3 sessions on my sainted mother's grave, I've cracked out my aces.
Uh-oh.
My last 3 poker sessions.
So here we're seeing it again.
Oh, look at this. 7 deuce suited.
Yep.
Here come the 4-bet.
But the sizes are way too small. The open to 15 is fine, but 3-bet to 35, it's
35,
barely
yeah.
more than a click back. The 4-bet to 75,
4-bet doesn't
same
do it.
thing. It's
Right,
almost
no.
a click back too.
If you're going to bluff at this point, you got to go bigger there, I
Yeah,
agree.
what's the goal of the hand? It's to fold out some other hands. You're not doing this for 75.
Well, with 7 deuce, you're trying to fold out everybody.
Right. And you're never getting through everybody
not-
for 75 when 35 is already in there. Not you don't have to know he has aces. Just
I'm saying
he's
if-
calling with whatever.
If I bet 35 with ace queen, ace king, maybe even ace jack, I'm definitely calling 40 more. At least I am.
Yeah.
Now
You're
you make
getting
it
a lot.
125,
Mac
150.
Mac is not going to make that mistake.
What's
He
he got?
has ace king, and he said, "You know what? I am not playing this
Wow,
game.
wow.
Take all of it."
And he probably will lose it all. That kind of shrinks up.
I'm not sure why it says capped all in. That should be only for the bomb pot.
Yeah. no,
He's in for more. I think that's a mistake.
yeah, because Zeal's.
Yeah, it says capped all in, which is only the
Yeah,
case
that's
in
not
the bomb
right,
pot.
is it? Well, what?
The bomb pots in these games are capped that way. I
Right,
think that setting
right.
got accidentally left
Yeah,
on the action
I think
tracker.
that-
I think he's actually in for more.
Yeah, Mitch shows his 7 deuce.
Yeah, time to get out of there.
Worst hand you can have with that ace king. Give me jacks, queens, tens. You know.
I mean, the small size allowed him to get away here, but
Yeah.
the initial 3-bet, 4-bet were way too small. Oh my gosh! Oh, wow!
Oh, I love it.
He would have crushed it.
Oh, I love it. Oh, give me a shot. Give me a shot of Mitch. Yeah, show me a shot of Mitch here. Oh man, he's bluffing with 7 deuce and he flops trips. He would have.
He's flopping trips constantly. What are you talking?
He's done it about 4 times. I
Yeah.
think, yeah. Oh wow,
I want to flop trips like that.
that's funny though. That would have
Over
been
and
so
over
funny.
again.
Yeah, the big raise saved. What was it? What's the guy's name with the sunglasses again? I'm losing track.
Zeal.
Yeah. That's Zeal. Yeah, it saved Zeal though, because if he doesn't make the big raise, here comes the 7s.
I'll press 300.
Wow. Seven. Oh, that's what I love about poker.
Yeah, he's just got that look.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is over in the corner. Yeah.
he's
you bet.
imagining all those chips in a stack.
All of them. Whatever he's got, he doubles up.
Triples.
Oh yeah, triples. I think they both had him covered, didn't they? No, they didn't. No, not quite.
He was going to have a good chunk of change either way. Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to get a big stack from Zeal though, because Zeal had him covered, so he would have got all of those.
Well, let's
Plus
just
the
jump
10.
right back into
Wow.
it. Vince
Oh,
has
here
got
we go.
the pocket jacks.
Now it's Zeal's turn to see how crazy he wants to be, and it's a 7 deuce of hearts again. $20 of
That's fun,
jacks.
'cause- Yeah. Now I'm going to assume there's a straddle on with the $20 raise there.
Now, how much you
Yeah.
want? How much you want
Yeah,
to bet if
pre-flop
you?
was eight.
All right, how much you want to bet if you're playing this hand now? If you're gonna go for it, how much you got to? Oh, there's your answer. What is it? 115?
Yeah, not going less than 65 or 70. So, and he's going.
You're
even
going
bigger.
100 and a quarter, isn't it? Or what
Yeah,
is
he
it?
went really big, 100 and a quarter.
Wow. He wants.
Now 6x starts to get into that territory where it's like, yeah, he's either got it, or he's
or he's
got 7 deuce.
Well, and that's the other thing about having the 7 deuce game.
And Vince is already running through it. He's like, okay,
Yeah.
is this aces,
looking.
kings, or queens, or is it just 7 deuce again?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what made it even harder. If I'm Vince, I can eliminate, or I can consider rather, aces, kings, queens. But now you have to throw in. Oh, now I got to figure.
What?
Is he bluffing with 7 deuce or not?
And he's out of position against a stack that covers him. So he calls.
Did he just call?
Yeah, I think he's calling and looking for a clean flop.
Now, this goes back to what
The
we
thing
said.
is,
now the ace, king, queen, though, is a good bluff card
but
for Zeal.
yeah, and you also he didn't want to jam anyway because the only time he does get called is when it's the aces, kings, or queens.
Unless he wants to protect his jacks.
So if you want to get any more money out of 7 deuce, you got to risk it. You got to go to the flop and you got to risk it.
Yeah, I'm good with that if I'm Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah, now what do you do, though? See, this is...
But you're calling pre, hoping
He
to
folds.
get there.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
no,
folds.
no.
See? Oh, that's what I'm telling you. And I think that's another example of what? He's got a queen?
I was calling there.
Yeah, I am too. Well, I'm pushing, but he's got a queen? I mean, really?
Yep. I'm check calling. I'm not pushing. I want to get that extra $300 from the 7 deuce. I want him to push,
I think I would.
and then I call.
Well, I think I would have raised pre-flop just to see what I get.
But that once again, we're into that spot where you're only getting called by the hands that beat you,
But because he didn't raise pre-flop, he then loses $125.
only because he folded later. So the way it works, if you don't raise pre-flop, you have to be willing
You're
to
more-
make the calls on the future streets.
Well, okay, yeah, there you go. I was saying, now you're getting more results oriented than I usually.
No. By calling, you've kept everything alive for him. The 7 deuce is still alive.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
bluff is still alive, as well as the big hands. Once you raise, you've narrowed it down to only the big hands.
So what do you think he put him on?
Well, he clearly
A
gave him credit for
queen?
the overpair.
Or an overpair? Yeah,
He probably gave him credit for the overpair.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which is very, very.
But if you
Light.
give him any credit at all for ace king or 7 deuce, then you got to call.
I think ace king is a $125 bet there.
Could be.
And again, with that 7 deuce, it's always live.
We haven't seen Zeal go that sizing, so I think it was really screaming 7 deuce. I would have just flicked in that call.
But there is no good way to play jacks. That part I do agree with. The jacks are just hard to play. Lon McCarron's constant rag at the World Series of Poker is you can't play jacks.
They're pretty easy to play pre-flop, and then post-flop, it puts you into more bluff catching scenarios like that.
I know.
So it's trickier. You definitely got to be able to range your opponents to play jacks properly post-flop. If you can't do that, then you're almost always caught between a rock and a hard place. There's almost nothing that works for you other than flopping a set. And even then.
Yeah, well, yeah. And sometimes even then, exactly right.
But, it really does come down to being able to range your opponents.
Here's Mitch playing that dirty diaper down there. At least he's got a card.
Well, he's got
three
he's got
of
a
them
piece of
anyway.
the flop, too. I mean, he's
three
got
of
4 to a straight now.
4, 5.
He's looking for that 5. Making a 5 of diamonds, it could get really interesting. Not quite.
Now Vince has walked into a little bit by making that ever popular continuation bet. Now that might cost him a little bit more.
Yeah, leading out anytime out of position multiple players just can leave you in a world of hurt. Very tough to properly range your opponent. You don't know when you're just owning yourself.
I think Mitch is a man after my heart. 50, that means 5. He's looking for a 5. 50 on a 5. You know.
He put in more.
Oh, he raised it?
He did.
Yeah, this is behind for me. You're seeing. You got a better angle.
I saw the chips going in there. Yeah. See, he didn't raise it much though. There was 50 already in there, and he goes to 125. And then Matt letting go there.
Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. So now Vince might sneak away
honestly,
with this.
you can't call the 50 there if you're going to fold to the other 75 once it's already been there. It's just
8, 9, queens. He's hoping Mitch gives up. Mitch doesn't give up much, I don't think. Yeah. I don't think he can call this, can he? Not with his stack. Besides, he's only got about, what does that look like, about 140?
Ace side boards are rarely bluffed. Doesn't mean never.
No.
Rarely is not zero. But it'd be very interesting if Vince
man.
finds this call
Yeah,
when he couldn't find the call with the jacks on the prior hand.
You're ahead of me because I'm saying you can't call this unless he knows something about that last hand that he laid down the winning hand. You can't call this if you lay down jacks to one overcard, can you?
That's what I'm thinking. It doesn't fit.
What does he think Mitch has got? Mitch bet it pretty good on the turn. Wow.
Whoa.
Explain that one to me.
I can't. And he is right.
That was, what did he do, throw his hand away? Mitch just threw his hand in,
Yeah,
I guess.
Mitch had to have just mucked.
Wow. You fold jacks on the flop.
And then
you
turn around and make the call with third pair.
And
Or-
call 50 when you're definitely beat. And call...
yeah. You put it,
Okay, him I don't want in my game, and I've changed my mind about Mitch too. I don't want Mitch in my game either. He's making me make too many decisions. But that kid I definitely don't want in my game if he's calling that down.
That's tricky. The only thing I'm having a hard time with there is putting those two plays together.
And it was almost like back to back.
To me, the jack's hand's a much easier call.
I would think so. I mean, as they always say, it's hard to hit a pair on a flop, and he's given up all that money because he thinks that one card hit. Nah, you can't do that.
Here comes a raise with the deuces.
Brent Hanks is going nuts right now.
Do you like to say deuces never loses?
Yeah. Trust me, they do.
They do.
They do. Yeah.
You've proven them wrong.
The only thing I like about those hands is that when they do hit, you got a very good chance of getting paid.
Yes, you do.
I think they're worth a bit of an investment because if they hit, the money's usually coming back in spades.
Well, let's see what happens.
And I only have to look at one card. Do I see another flop? Yeah. Kid did it again.
Kid did it again, yeah. Flop straight.
Anybody else have anything? Oh, top pair for Vince.
Let's see. There was 151 in the pot, so this jam of 130 is still under pot. That's not going to be enough to fold for Vince. He's definitely calling
I
here.
can say Vince is probably bound to call too, isn't he?
Yeah. Vince is going to call, and Kid might
Now what does Kid
re-jam
do?
or
Well,
he's pretty deep
it's
here.
a rainbow.
But he
yeah. I think I'd wait a card.
Wait a card and then bump it?
I would. That's me. I'm not saying that's right, but that's what I would do.
He definitely could.
Although once he calls the two guys, that's pretty. You're sending a pretty strong signal about what you got.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, well, I don't do that. Now I am going to bring out my Vince Patton wine. That's way too much, isn't it? Let's see, but I think that's way too much.
Well, it pretty much guaranteed the rest of the money was going to go in on the turn. He basically announced, "I'm going all in on the next street." Didn't really leave enough behind.
But like I said, the nine's gone though. I'm saying the nine's gone in a heartbeat right
Yeah,
there.
and you want the 9 to pay.
I want the 9 to pay. That's what I'm
Absolutely,
saying. See, look at this. This is still. That's a perfect board. I mean, you flopped the nuts and it ran out to be the nuts.
I don't mind a raise. I think it just needs to be a small raise, like a
raise,
click
thank
back.
you. Yeah.
Almost like a click back.
You're
250.
You're learning. No, what was it? 130.
It was 130. Yeah.
Yeah,
260.
Yeah, 260. I might have raised it.
You just click it. He goes, "What are you doing?"
Because
He calls.
If you call 130 with top pair, and then they raise it 130 more, I think he's taking a look at it.
Yeah.
And he's got a big stack in front of him.
He's gonna
And
gonna call and see the
now you
turn.
can barrel. Now you can barrel, and then it would have been over. But
Yeah, the turn would have ended it anyway.
because
but
there really just wasn't anything out there that's going to beat you except the flop set. There's no flush draws.
there obviously was a straight.
But you had the two cards. I mean, they wasn't going to get there on the turn rather. they weren't going to hit a bigger straight.
Right.
I mean, you had that locked up. So I would have played a little slower on that one. I always tell people, though, when I'm in a game, when they do that, I said, hey, I appreciate it. Now, make sure when you get the nuts, do that to me next time when I'm in the hand. Please send me that signal so I can get away, you know. Mac's been a little card dead over here for a while.
Yeah,
I
he's
haven't seen
been
him play.
quiet tonight.
I haven't been up here a lot. I've been up here probably a half a dozen times, maybe more, but I don't think I recognize. I did see a couple of guys that I played with in the main room earlier tonight, but I don't recognize any of these guys from any of my games. But as you well know, just like you, I've run into a lot of people over the years playing. You know.
Yeah, it also kind of depends what time of day and what. I mean, some of these players only tend to play certain days of the week or certain times, and if you're coming at a different time, you'll never see them, even though they're regulars at the room.
Yeah. I always kind of find it intriguing when I sit down, and next thing you know, the dealers, they're talking first name basis with everybody. So I mean, obviously, this is not his second time here or something, you know.
Stop that one.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Mitch, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing?
I had the dealers talking to me nonstop, even in Austin. I wore some Palace poker gear, and every table I went to in every room, they were asking questions and getting all the information on Palace poker. I did speak kindly of the room.
Oh, I tell you the truth, I love this place. I mean, I like living in Waxahachie. It's great for me. I think Dallas is pretty good. I played over in Aledo at the Ford. I played in a lot of different rooms, and there's a lot of good ones. But I was told by a lot of my friends who really do know poker much better than me that you got to go check out the Palace, and I'm telling everybody the same exact thing. And if you come here during the week, during the day, there's a very good chance that you'll get. As I said in a promo one time for another poker room years ago, this is your chance to make my money your money.
That's right.
Because I don't win a lot. I don't win a lot.
Folks, I've played with Dell. That is true.
I'm a little better than I think when you and I played, but not much. Not much. It's like I don't play a lot of tournaments because I get too bored playing tournaments correctly. I like playing the flops. I just do, and that's not really a very profitable way to play too many hands.
It's a way to enjoy your time. That's for
but
sure.
I do enjoy it. I swear to you, I do. And
so we got a battle of premiums here.
Oh yeah, this is the worst of the worst though. Queens over jacks.
Until the jack hits.
Yeah. That's I was gonna say I thought Ash had already checked. I thought you can't check. Yeah, he set up perfectly because Mitch has been betting a lot of crazy cards.
Yeah, this gets called easy. It's not. He's not deep enough here anyway.
Yeah.
So it's getting called all day.
But I think he wants to call. I think he's willing
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
And this was the easiest way to get all the money in, which is what you got to think. It's like let him bet, and then come over.
Yep.
Anything
Yeah,
that's not
especially
that's not a pure bluff is going to call the rest of it.
Right. Well, he bet 100, so it's probably not a pure bluff. And yeah.
Damn. Oh, drawn to a jack.
Don't say damn like that.
No, I for myself, I had a 9.
Yeah, but this is what I love about poker. I mean, Mitch, even knowing the cards, even if I knew what Mitch had, I probably would have called it. Because I mean, he's made so many moves, and he's made so many bluffs that just from watching it in this limited time, I'm thinking, yeah, my jacks are good. He would have done that with a 9, I think, without question, the way he's been playing anyway.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if there were 2 hearts on the board, I think he'd have done it with a flush draw. But it's just, it's the worst case. Big pair over big pair.
Thanks, Greg. Well, I kind of call him a little bit. Gotta push him.
Is your dad still with me, or did I lose him on that E4 twice story?
You know, I don't know. He did not comment again, so I really don't know.
The older people in the crowd who, back in the days when we had a draft,
I'll make sure he turns it back on and watches it. Watches the recording tomorrow. You know,
they'll understand my E4 twice. I've actually had people, younger people that, obviously never served in the military, and I'll tell that story, and they go, "Well, that sounds pretty good." I went, "No, no, it's not."
Yeah, we got some people in here that have visited Palace recently. Looks like Joey was in this past weekend from Ohio and enjoyed Palace Poker. So thanks for visiting. Yeah, this is a super nice room, great food.
Room.
And you know what I missed though, playing in the rooms in Austin and then coming back up here. I kid you not, because first of all, I drove straight from Austin back to this room, not to my house.
Oh,
I literally got off the road. And
sounds like something I would have done back in the day.
And you know what I missed?
Oh, look at here! Watch this. I've been saying Mac's not playing anything. I guess 5-4 is enough for him now.
I missed the chairs in this room.
Oh, the chairs are unbelievable, aren't they?
I was playing in the rooms in Austin. It's like some of the chairs were okay, others were just, It's like,
no.
I was feeling the day, and I came back in here and I sat in one of these. I was like, oh, I missed that. Super comfortable chairs here.
The chairs are absolutely perfect. But, you mentioned the food. And I've only had one meal, and I've had a few snack items along the way. But this place could set up, and I think they're even talking about doing it to some extent. This place could actually have a full-blown restaurant.
Yes.
This is incredibly good. Now, I'm told they got like this 5-star Michelin chef, whatever. I had some kind of a fish dish the other day that was... It was as good as any meal I'm buying in
Chilean
Dallas.
sea bass?
I think it sounded whatever, but it was tremendous.
It's either that or the Scottish blackened salmon.
No, that was it. I love black. I remember I love blackened but
they're both terrific.
Just tremendous. And then eating half your French fries today was incredible. Since you were walking away, I said,
not that I know the menu here well or anything. But.
Yeah, but they were talking about this place could be. I don't drink when I play, and I really very seldom do I eat when I play. But I think I'm going to change that for this place. I'm still not going to drink when I play.
There were places I used to go play where I always made a point to eat on my way. I'm a drive from here.
Yeah.
You're a drive from here.
Yep. Same thing.
So I would eat on the way. Since I've made this my regular room, I don't eat on the way anymore. I just order when I get here.
I can understand. But
I've also discovered that one of my favorite poker foods, and I didn't realize it was sushi, because I haven't gone. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to touch my food and then my chips. I got chopsticks. I don't worry about it getting cold. It's a perfect poker food.
I'm not.
I don't have to touch it. It doesn't get. I don't have to worry about it getting cold.
I'm not really a sushi guy, but
well, if you are.
But here's the thing: there was a poker room, and they had the fried. It was like chicken breast or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was just to die for. But it was just a mess. And I'd eventually get around. I got to eat this with my fingers, and then I'm wiping my hands, and I'm running to the bathroom to wash my hands.
See, that's no fun.
And it's just a bit. And then almost always, it seemed like when they bring my food, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to fold everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to play this hand, and now my food. But
you get no cards all day until you order food.
Exactly.
And then you get pocket pairs.
I stopped. Oh, look at this! Mitch made another big play. Got him off sixes with an open-ended straight. Yeah, but 5, 6.
Everything's there. Everything's there.
But the thing that's amazing is just what you said. I do the same exact thing. There's nice restaurants that I happen to. I'm talking fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A and the like, which I enjoy. But when I'm going to play poker, I don't eat. And if I don't get something at home, which many times I don't, next thing I know, I'll be sitting there, I haven't eaten all day, which is not the worst thing for me. I could use a few more days like that. But it's the same thing. I never get up from the table when I'm playing. And I've played 8, 9, 10 hours. And I never get up from the table for whatever, shall we say, reasons. But once I'm done playing, I'm starving to death. And I got to, shall we say, get up from the table several times.
Yes.
But I don't know why.
I actually make it a point to take a break and walk around every now and then.
I
from the
wish.
table.
I swear to you, I'm afraid I'm going to miss my pocket aces, which are going to get cracked anyway. So I don't know why I do, but
Yeah, it's,
I never take a break. I need to start taking a break, especially if it's going to be a long session. But I just never.
I started as a tournament guy where you have a break every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then when I went to cash, I found very quickly it's like, wait, I never get up.
Right.
Like ever.
Right. Which I don't.
And yeah, I try to pick a good spot to get it up. Like if I fold early on a bomb pot, like on a flop,
Right.
then I usually have a little time to walk around while that's happening. Or if I'm under the gun and I have a quick fold, throw that away, go walk around. If I miss just my big blind, I come back in and buy the next hand. Not a big deal.
Ooh, wait a minute, look at this. I love
but-
this. I love this.
A little bit of movement keeps your brain fresh,
Oh
keeps
yeah,
everything else.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I never do it. Even when I play tournaments, I'm the guy that annoys everybody else. 'Cause I'm like, come on, guys, come on, let's play. We play a home game, that Congress game I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And they take a break because a couple of guys like to smoke out on the patio, or whatever. And
And you're just sitting there chomping at the bit.
Oh, my buddy's wife. Yeah, my buddy's wife lays out a nice spread of food and everything, and they take this break. And I'm telling you the truth, it drives me nuts. It just drives me nuts. I'm like, no, please, come on, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. And
That could be a
Wow.
very good card for
That-
Kid
that-
in terms of getting paid.
yeah, with that 10 for Chuck.
Yeah, the king now seems less likely.
Yeah, that's what they say. Did I mention that sometimes it's there? You know,
I didn't say impossible. I said less likely.
King Jack 10. You got to be racing.
That's the case game, boy.
Wait a minute, what happened there?
Zeal folded a king, so he's saying that's the case king there. That was
Oh,
the last one.
he folded the king. Oh, wow.
So that was it.
Wow.
Oh my God, crazy right there.
Yeah, I think if I didn't force myself to get up and move around every now and then, I'd probably do like you and 8 hours would go by and I hadn't budged, and my hip would fall asleep or something.
Well, I'm telling you, almost every poker room, and again, I love a lot of them, but almost every poker room where I've played for an extended time, because again, I never get up. When I do get up, I can't hardly walk. When I get up here, because of these chairs, I really, yeah, I'm still, I mean, hey, when you're as old as I am, it's hard to walk on a good day, but I'm saying, I am more comfortable and feel better than any place I've ever played. And that includes some really big rooms
Absolutely.
outside of Texas. No, they've done it right. I mean, it's they've.
I actually
I think
raved
they've
so
done
much about
everything
these
right.
chairs that a friend's ordering them for a private game.
And yeah.
He was like, "Where'd y'all get those?"
Well, the thing, I mean, because I looked at setting up a little poker room in my house one time, and you know what it costs to get a really good poker table and decent chairs?
Yeah, it's a lot.
And I'm like, no, and I'm not going to set up folding chairs or whatever.
No.
So I didn't do it. I mean, bottom line, I said, and then I walk in here.
You're better off skipping on the table than the chairs.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you.
Well, but
If you want players to stay, good
I-
chairs.
I walk
trumps
in here.
The, good
they've
table.
got the fabulous tables, got the cup holders, got the great. I mean, and the size of this room. I'm like, and I think I said to Eric one time, the manager. I said, God, you guys are like in over $1,000 putting this room together.
Give or take a little.
Yeah, I'm not sure that covers the two of the TVs.
I'm not sure that covers a chair.
Or it might not cover a chair. Yeah, but no, I know people think that. And again, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm telling you the way I believe it to be true.
I'm not exaggerating there. I'm pretty sure that doesn't cover a single chair.
No, again, I think you might be right.
That's why they're so good.
But I mean, this is the best room that I played in. I mean, it really is. And I like to tell people somewhat jokingly, I made my living telling it. As I love it. People always say, well, you tell it the way it is. I said, no, my old buddy Randy Galloway used to say this. I tell it the way I think it is. I guarantee you that I tell it the way I think it is. And I don't make it up.
Chuck Rivers Broadway here.
Hello. The old gut shot. Wow. But I'm telling you, so when I tell you that if you really want to play poker, and I love that they got all different levels of games, I'm just the 1-2 guy that buys in for $300.
We got a class coming soon, teaching some people how to play.
Yeah. And again, just a great mix of people. Just a great mix of people that I've had. I've never had a bad time here, and I've lost a few. I've won a couple of times, and I've lost a couple of times. That's the other thing I was going to mention to you. Do you keep track of your wins and losses?
I do.
Yeah, because you're a serious enough player, and you should do that, right?
Absolutely.
I got a buddy of mine that tried to convince me of that, and I tell you the truth, my ego just wouldn't allow me to do it, and it's costing me money. But there was a day when I just played, and I won a lot, and I lost a lot. And I told the lovely Mrs. Hansen one time, talk to me when you can't buy something you want if you're concerned about my poker. We could afford it, and it just didn't matter. Well, then I got it now, I still, in my head, I kind of know where I'm at.
Right.
And I'm doing a podcast, Dallas Dialogue with Dale, by the way. Can I plug that?
Absolutely.
But
I don't know why you can't.
I do
You're
this
here.
podcast. Did I mention Dallas Dialogue with Dale?
Dallas Dialogue with Dale.
But I do this podcast, and that really is my poker money. The guy pays me a few bucks, Mark Viasano, and he pays me a few bucks, and it's absolutely my poker money. And I'm not at a point. I like to think maybe I should. It's probably just smart, but I don't win enough to change my game, and I don't lose enough to change my game. And
No, it's an entertainment thing for you.
It took me a while to get there.
Yeah, if you're comfortable and it's an entertainment thing, then there's no point in it really.
But people who don't play don't understand the entertainment value.
And there's other ways to do it too. You could take that same money, you keep it in cash or in chips.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to tell. The pile gets bigger or it gets smaller.
Yeah. All of
You
a
can
sudden
tell when you've been on a losing streak. You're like, oh, these are the
Well,
only 2 chips I have left.
I made the mistake of telling my wife that I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep this cash in my drawer, and next thing I know, that drawer is empty.
I thought it was supposed to fill up with cash.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the plan.
That was the dream.
I didn't lose it all. Let's put it that way. I didn't lose it all. Oh, I had to pay the farrier for the horses. I had to pay the, but what I find funny, I got a buddy of mine. I'll just mention it. I love this guy to death, Pete Delkus. He does the weather at WFA.
Okay.
He spends thousands of dollars as a hunter. I mean, he's hunted damn near all over the world. But he goes to Alaska, he goes to Montana all the time. He pays thousands of dollars to go on fishing and hunting trips, which I don't do. And I said, why? He goes, I just love it. I'm out in the field. I got my dogs. I got my friends. I said, great. I said, you spend like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And he goes, yeah, but I'm out there for like 4 or 5 days. I said, hey, I was at the poker table for 10 hours telling stories. And by the way, I didn't lose $10,000. And even the lovely Mrs. Hansen would argue with me. And I said, you ride a horse in a circle. She'd been showing Arabians for years.
Yeah.
And I said, we are paying thousands of dollars for you to ride a horse in a circle. And if you win, they give you a ribbon.
That's right.
And if I win, they give me money. And I said, you ride that horse in a circle because you love it. So why are you whining to me? Because I love sitting at a table playing poker with people that I just met. Oh, once again, top pair. Oh, and a hard draw. Hello.
Yeah, we got
Hello.
an easy all-in hand here.
He made it. It stood up.
King's
Chuck.
hold. Okay, they are running it twice. See
Okay.
the green indicator there at the top?
All right. Zeal's going to get one of these.
Think so?
Yeah, he's going to get one of these. Oh. Or not. No, well, no, she got the heart draw. Oh, you got a straight draw, too.
Yeah, he still got the heart.
No.
Hard to beat a boot,
All right, so I'm going to hold.
Yeah.
especially top boot.
Yeah. But, I mean, my gosh, top pair.
Yeah, that's, I mean.
Where are you going with that?
Your money's going in
Where
all
are
the
you
time.
going? Yeah.
Every day.
But see, those are the kind of hands that when I win or lose, I'll call my buddies. We talk poker. And just the enjoyment of arguing about the stupid hand and how I went blank or whatever. That's worth money to me. It's worth money. Not worth as much as it used to be, but it was still worth money,
The recording of it with me
I don't know if I don't like
Thank you. You want to watch certain parts and not
So we do have Mr. Eric Anderson back in here. He can grab a headset if he wants. I was just going to call out the fact that I think it means we're getting close to the end here.
Oh, we're done upstairs. It's 10
There
o'clock.
you go.
Yeah, it's so I don't know if you noticed on that double board bomb pot where they chopped it. Matt mucked his hand. So he had to buy in for another 300. They pushed the pot over, and I told the dealer, I was like, "Whoa, that was a chop," and he's like, "He didn't show his hand," and I went, "Oh."
So he
Okay.
missed that he had one
Wow.
of each board.
He had the straight on
He had the
bottom.
straight, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the hand where you did say it. And I said, wait a minute. I
Said
said
the
he
king
scooped
nine
it.
is a straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said it's a scoop, and he's like, "Yeah, it's he had the chop, he had the straight on bottom, but he mucks." Always show your hand.
I agree.
Especially when you've got 4 cards in your hand and there's 10 cards on the board, you might miss
Especially
something.
then. I was playing.
4-card games, show your hand, absolutely. Yeah.
They've got boats on the river in Iowa, or at least they did years ago. They're still there, but that's
Yep.
you had to go to these river boats.
Correct.
And I called a guy's big bet, and I had a set of fives. And the board paired. Now, my only excuse is it's late at night, and the guy says, and I still think this is somewhat unfair, the board pairs on the river. The guy goes, "I got the nuts." And he had the nut flush.
Right.
But the board paired, and he still called out, "I got the nuts."
Yep.
And I just kind of did this, and I threw my hand in. And the guy
Face
sitting
up.
next to me goes, "Oh, wait a minute. You had a set of fives, the board paired." So I folded. The punchline of this story is, Eric, I cried about that forever, thinking I'm the dumbest player ever. And in the World Series of Poker, you remember this?
Phil Ivey.
Phil Ivey, thank you. Phil Ivey laid down the flush.
Yep.
And I thought, thank you.
Best
I
player,
mean,
best player in the world will make a mistake sometimes.
maybe the absolute best player ever, for some reason, didn't see his flush and threw his hand in. So now I do try to make, even when, just it takes no time to lay it down. It takes no time to lay it down.
I'm not trying to. Oh, Jack has a
Oh,
flush.
hello.
And Ash has a straight.
Oh, wow. And Ash is leading out again.
Yeah, it was the gin card there on the river.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Jack.
Wait a minute. Why didn't Jack raise there?
He had a 10 high flush. There's a couple of flushes that beat him.
Yeah, there's only 2 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be like you were talking about, I'm only getting called if I'm beat, so let me just show my cards and take down the pot.
Yeah,
I was listening to the whole thing.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
No,
But
I
see,
love
now
it.
there's what we're talking about.
But know what you're saying with
He
Jack?
had
I'm not familiar with Jack. As
He had a
player.
straight.
Yeah, Ash
So
had a
if
straight.
If he makes a decent raise, now granted there's 2 hearts, I grant you.
But it
But I
was
think
runner.
he gets paid by the straight.
Yeah, very frequently.
Most likely.
Depending on how big, but you're right. And again, I still think that's
That's
Mike Sexton's line,
Yep.
and I do for the most part. I do believe in it.
That is a leak in my personal game where I do not value bet the
Yeah.
river enough.
Mine too.
Where I'm just like, man, what if he 4-bets me? I'm just gonna call. I'm scared of the. I'll just show you the card. You're only calling if I'm
I
beat.
very seldom bet the river unless I'm willing to pay it off to a raise. I mean, I've had hands where I think I'm good. I'm going to bet, but I also think before I make that bet,
You have
if
a
he
plan.
raises me,
Yep.
I'm calling.
If you've played the hand correctly, by the time you get to the river, you should have hands that you're willing to check raise, check fold, check call, bet fold, bet call.
I think you're absolutely right, and
There's-
that's why guys like me
it's
come up here
figuring out which
and
bucket it goes in.
Yeah, and deposit our money to the neighborhood, because we can't figure out all those
It's
combinations.
a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
But I think you're right though. I think all of that is in play every time, which is again another one of the fascinations of the game. It's one of the reasons I like gin
It
rummy.
is.
I mean, I love gin rummy. It seems like an old man's game, and I think in many ways it is. But gin rummy's fun because there's just a lot of different options. Do I stay up and play? For the I haven't played for so long. What do you call that? When you hit the hand. What do they call it? Guys, I'm drawing a blank here.
It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, you play gin rummy?
It's been a while since I've played
Oh,
rummy.
gin, of course.
Yeah,
I was like, gin.
We always
It's
say
called gin.
It was too obvious, so I didn't.
Even in poker, we say that's the gin card,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I just said it on the last hand. As a matter
I'm
of
sitting
fact,
there going, wait a minute, what do you call it when you got the perfect? Oh, gin, that's right.
the
never mind.
flush over the straight. It said there's the gin card.
But I do love it because there's more than just.
Yes.
It took me a long time to figure this out. But if you're just going to sit down, it's like bluffing.
Yep.
if you're just going to sit down and wait until you got the nut hand, well, you're not going to make any money. You're probably not even going to win, period. And that was kind of hard for me in the very beginning because I'm watching it on TV where they only show like these great hands.
Exactly.
So I thought, well, we always get flushes and straights and full houses. And then I go play, I'm getting queen 4. Nobody gets queen 4 on the World Poker Tour.
Where's my flush?
Right?
Where's my straight?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
Why am I not getting a full house like every 12
I haven't
minutes?
had pocket aces in like 2 orbits. What's going on?
It really was. I was so stupid. I'm watching the World Poker Tour thinking great hands showed up all the time.
It's kind of like watching the highlights the next day, and you think, oh, every hand or every play is a touchdown, every play is a home run. Oh wow! And then you watch a game and you're like, wow, he's out.
I broadcast a lot of those games where it was 3 plays and punt.
Yep.
3 plays and punt because they're not scoring touchdowns and making these great plays all the time. Yeah. Or in the Cowboys case for the last 30 years. But, here's a great little Cowboys nugget for you that a buddy of mine gave me today. In the first, they just played the 60th Super Bowl. Now think about this, because I thought this was pretty impressive. They just played the 60th Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. In the first 30 years, the Cowboys played in 8 of them and won 5 of them. In the first 30 years.
America's team.
In the next 30 years, 0. No Super Bowls in 30 years. In the first 30 years, they played in 8 and won 5.
That's crazy.
And people always ask me, what do you think the problem is? I said, what do you mean what's the problem? I'm looking at him every time he pops up on TV. The man who owns it and insists upon being the general manager. It's a disgrace what he's done to this organization. And back to the poker we go.
Yeah, back.
That's okay. Double board bomb pot. This will be the last hand.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so
10-3.
it's the end of the stream. It's a little late for a lesson, but
Yeah.
on these, as a commentator, it's easier just to look at the percentages for the equities and then figure out the hands.
I cannot absorb all the cards
exactly.
I'm looking at.
So I look, I see that 28% there by Vince, and I go, okay, well, what's he got? Okay, he's got like a wrap on the bottom there and on the top. He's got a
4
pair
5s,
and some straight draws.
We built it for you, bro.
Zill's got a set on the top.
Who's got
on the
I
bottom,
thought somebody had
and
a
then,
10-3 here, didn't they? No, I thought somebody had a 10-3.
No.
Oh, that's the board. Okay.
Chuck's got a number of draws working.
So Kid
And 2 pair on
blinds
top.
bet $5. Everybody calls him, and then Zeal makes it 80 to go. He pots it, and everybody folds to. I think.
Oh, he's got the set of 8s
Yeah, and
and
top pair
on the
board.
bottom. Oh, that's a pretty nice hand.
It's a nice hand.
That's a pretty
There's
nice
some other
hand.
pretty nice hands in here, though.
Yeah.
And you were right. That one hand, I forgot to take off the 300 cap.
Oh, that what it was that popped up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that can't be right.
I thought he wanted to fight about it for a while. I mean, he was so bothered by that. I'm like,
Yeah, that was my mistake.
it's like I said when we broadcast this. When you talk about that mistake there and the technical issues we had kind of getting rolling,
Yeah.
Brad Sham in my Cowboys days would have killed somebody. So both of you handled it very well, I would argue.
So PokerGo owns this software now. A guy from Australia invented it in like 15 years ago and sold it to PokerGo last year. They changed a bunch of the coding and stuff. And when I call them up and I'm going, hey, this is a problem, because I was one of the first people in the country to be using
Yeah, I remember
this.
you used to call the guy directly in Australia
In
during our
Australia.
stream and
Yep.
go, hey, this is going on.
And so I called PokerGo, and they said, well, yeah, we had to recode this. Oh, that's a known error. I'm like, that's not a known error. That's something you guys messed up. So there's a button on there where you if you click that button, the whole thing just freezes. And Soda normally runs the action tracker. He knows, don't click that button. And he's used to that. So I'm 15 minutes in, and I go, oh, whoops, bink. And the whole thing froze, and I went, as soon as I did it, Soda looks at me and goes, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh.
What'd you do?
I'm like, that's my fault.
We did get a chop out of
Yeah,
this.
this is much of nothing. They
I'm
chop
sitting
it.
here trying to figure this out. This is hard to figure
So
out.
Chuck has ace 4 for a wheel on bottom, and Zeal has his
it's
3 8s on
sets,
top.
Yeah.
Hit the deuce, yeah, and 3/8 on top.
Yep. So they just
he's got
chop
all
up
his full
everybody
house
else's
cards in
money.
his hand.
Yep.
So.
Well,
And, I don't know if they're moving this table to the club, to the outside tables,
Okay.
or if they are disbanding and they're filling in spots out there. I'm not
Well,
sure what's going on.
Just for the record, if it comes up, I need both of you guys, or at least one of you guys, to tell Mrs. Hansen that the stream had some issues in the beginning, so we went till like 1:30 in the morning.
Sounds good. We went
that-
till 1:30.
I was stuck. I promised them I'd
you know,
stay.
Palace Poker no longer closes at 2, so you could stay
Oh, no,
later
I'm-
than that if you
yeah,
want.
24 hours.
Well, I'm just kind of hoping I get to 1:30. But I told her, I said, yeah, baby, I wanted to come home, but unfortunately we had to keep the stream going live.
Yep.
And
We
and you
started
could call
late.
them-
We
you
had a
could-
late start.
You could call them and ask them.
So I'm going to switch the view here real quick, but I'm also going to bring up
go
the stacks.
through
I
the
can't really bring
stats.
up the winnings because
Holy cow!
those aren't going to be quiet.
Yeah, Zeal had a good day.
Still did have a good day.
Yeah, he was
That-
in
that
a lot
part
of
is
good hands.
accurate.
Yeah.
I'll show a VPIP here real quick.
Kid also did good.
Kid had a really good day also.
But of course,
He
we
gave
don't.
back a little bit at the end, but he had a really good day.
So Zeal was
Now,
also the tightest
what
player.
are these numbers meaning
So
here?
VPIP is voluntarily putting money in the pot.
Oh,
So if you're
okay.
not in the blinds and you call anyway
Oh wow!
or raise, if Mitch had 100 hands, he folded 25 times and he called 75 times.
Yeah, well,
Played a lot of
we
hands.
mentioned that. We
Yep.
mentioned that.
Zeal played tight and ran well when he did.
Played
Well, he
well,
also
yeah.
walked away from the table for a half
He,
hour.
he
But
did.
see, here's where I'm at. I'm into this neighborhood too
Yep.
here. I mean,
That-
at a 1-2 game, 300 buy-in.
Yep.
I'm probably stuck in here somewhere.
Right in the middle there. Yeah, it looks like
I couldn't do that. Especially,
No.
especially if I had a big stack.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
and as far as like
that's great playing, but I'd be hard pressed to do that.
pre-flop aggression, I mean, hey, give Mitch some credit. While he played the most hands, he was also the most aggressive pre-flop.
aggressive.
So if you're going to do that, that's the way to do it, and that's why he was able to get away with his bluffs in later streets because
Exactly.
he had already
Yeah.
shown.
And here
some
again,
strength.
despite the big wins down there, Zeal
Yeah.
is playing pretty.
Now Zeal's
pretty tight there.
gap actually is pretty reasonable. So because he had a 22% VPIP, 13% pre-flop raise, so he's still raising the vast majority of the hands he comes in.
That he comes in with, right? Yeah.
and that's why that works out to his benefit right there. So let me.
So you got a computer just automatically pops all that up at the
Yeah.
end. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, we can do that at any time during the stream.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we can.
Wow.
Anytime you want, you can pop up anything. If you wanna see anybody's individual stats, you can pull that up. But we run it through anytime you're interested in seeing it.
Man, that's incredible. That's incredible.
You want to slide that camera to the left.
Well, I enjoyed it, gentlemen. I enjoyed it a great deal. It was fun.
All right.
It was fun. So.
Say goodbye to the fans.
Both of you. See ya.
Anytime.
Yeah, no, we had a lot more
No,
than that
yeah,
in here tonight.
we
We
did.
got a lot of fans, as it
And,
turns out.
Chris, there's 4 or 5 of them still alive out there, I hope. Chris's dad, forgive me for that little dust up I had in the Navy, but again, your service is incredible.
It was
I
all
appreciate
good.
that.
Yes, thank you
It
for
was
your
fun.
service.
Oh, nobody who knew me in the Navy. I didn't make Sailor of the Week one time. I don't know why that was.
But you did make Sportscaster of the Year
I
many
did
times.
Many times. But I do like it when people say, well, thank you for your service. I said, only because you don't know what I did.
But now we know it was fascinating. Thank you for sharing
It was
all
fun.
the
It was
stories.
fun. I have no idea if it was good, bad, or indifferent, but I know I had fun. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what matters to me.
Absolutely.
And Chris, you made it so incredibly easy. So I thank you for that.
Appreciate
I really
it. It was a
do. Yeah.
pleasure here. I would gladly have you back in the booth in the future.
I'm sure I can be talked into it because this one went till like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 1:30. Right. 1:30.
You just talk to this guy
Anytime you want. Anytime you want.
or
Standing-
Eddie.
Yeah. Standing spot whenever you want to
We'll
get in
figure
here.
it out. We'll
Yeah,
get you in.
yeah, it's good. All
Super
good.
fun.
All
Very
good.
entertaining.
Thank you
I
much,
appreciate
guys.
you. Thank you so much.
There, everyone. Y'all have a good night. We're signing off here from Palace Poker.